So, wir sind zurück in Foolish Mortals Part 2. Wir haben letztes Mal den Prolog und Part 1 gespielt. Ich bin jetzt Part 2. Ein bisschen Story rausgefunden. Da ich Internetprobleme habe, nehme ich das hier gerade nur auf. Ich streame gerade nicht. Ich weiß nicht, wie lange ich kein Internet habe. Also spielen wir trotzdem weiter. Ich habe Bock. Da weiß ich aber schon, dass wir gleich eine kurze Zusammenfassung kriegen, wenn wir laden. Aber zuletzt haben wir die bösen Geister freigelassen. Wir wollten eigentlich nur in der Manor rausfinden, was mit den Geistern ist. Deswegen wollten wir sie beschwören. Ich habe mir aber das Böse geholt. Und wir wissen, dass ich glaube, das ist er. Das war der Officer. Dass er auf jeden Fall der Böse war in der damaligen Geschichte. Ob er jetzt nur dafür gesorgt hat, dass alle Gäste verschwinden oder ob er auch dafür gesorgt hat, dass der Sailor, also ihr eigentlicher Geliebter, der Bride, verschwunden ist oder sich umgebracht hat. Er hängt nämlich draußen am Baum, meine ich. Ob das auch alles eine Rolle gespielt hat und ob er die Brüder hat verschwinden lassen, damit er Chef der Firma wird und dann sie heiraten wollte. Ob das alles durch ihn passiert ist, wissen wir noch nicht. Aber wir kennen die grundlegende Konstellation. Ja, hätte ich auch gesagt. Rein da. Wir machen zur Sicherheit mal den Load. Ich weiß nicht, ob der Autosave jetzt schon eine Sequenz weiter ist. Genau. Trying to find the lost treasure of Belmore Manor. Murphy McCallan followed the advice of a witch doctor and freed the ghosts of Belmore Manor with a summoning spell. Das ist alles, was wir in Part 1 gemacht haben. But in doing so, the witch doctor's loa revealed itself to be a malevolent spirit, and the ghost bride, once threw Murphy from a balcony of Belmore Manor, has now dragged him into the witch doctor's spirit pool. Seemingly locked inside Belmore Manor, Murphy will have to discover why he was brought here. Als wir in den Spirit Pool gezogen wurden, waren wir in dieser Geisterwelt, standen wir in diesem Raum, aber da war diese Geister-Jazz-Band, das war mega geil, die uns dann aber gezwungen hat, herauszufinden, wie diese Dreierkonstellation damals war. Also der Devil ist auf jeden Fall der Officer, der Sailor war unsterblich in die Bride verliebt, ob die Bride jetzt ihn geliebt hat, wissen wir nicht. Aber Grundkonstellation steht. So, geht's, ich hab Bock.
I'm sure I left this door unlocked.
Okay, wir können nicht mehr gehen.
They were the imposing front doors of Belmore Manor. It was a pair of decorated, huge paintings hung on the...
Da jetzt rein? Doch schon gesehen, dass das passiert.
To this ghostly trick? The prey that prays it will be quick. Do not blame that final try, for once he's in, he's sure to die.
Another ghost? Oh, this can't be good.
Welcome back to Belmore Manor, Mr. McCallan. My name is Cordelia Lockett. I do hope I haven't scared you.
To be honest, I've had my fill of ghosts for today. Perhaps I should be running along.
I'm afraid you'll need to come with me. There is someone you need to meet.
Who?
Miss Belmore.
You know, I don't think that would be such a great idea. We met twice already this evening, and I don't think she's taken much of a liking to me. What with throwing me off a balcony and pulling me into a spirit pool. Attempt to kill me once? Shame on you. Attempt to kill me twice? Shame on me, you know? I'll just go. It'll be like I was never here.
It's too late for that, Mr. McCallan. I really must insist.
What have I gotten myself into?
Miss Belmore, Mr. McCallan is here to see you.
I don't see anyone.
There she is.
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Belmore. I wasn't trying to steal from you. I didn't know anybody was still here. And then I've gotten deeper into things than I expected, and... Miss Belmore? Why isn't she saying anything? Why is she crying?
This is all terribly exciting, isn't it? I'm afraid there's much more to this than you realize, Mr. McCallan.
Can she even hear me?
I don't think so, but keep trying to talk to her anyway.
What happened to her?
I can tell you all that I know, if you're brave enough to hear it.
I hope I am.
I was there on that night, all those years ago. And it wasn't Miss Belmore who was to blame. The morning of the wedding, Mr. Rackham left a gift on Miss Belmore's dresser. A small leather pouch with strange beads and strange markings. I shouldn't have been looking, but I saw her open it. It was black magic. Everyone had heard the rumours about Mr. Rackham, but I saw it with my own eyes. Miss Belmore panicked. She threw the pouch into her music box, slammed down the lid to lock it, and threw the brooch into the fireplace. But it was too late. She was losing herself. I could see it in her eyes.
Okay.
Minutes later, she asked me to bring her fiancé to her room. It's bad luck to see the groom before the ceremony. She told him she didn't love him, but I don't think it was her speaking. He begged, he pleaded, his heart broke in two. He was devastated. I saw him head up the staircase to the balcony overlooking the garden. But oh dear, I didn't know what he was going to do.
Hat sie wirklich aufgehangen. Yo!
That evening, her wedding to that evil Mr. Rackham began, but it didn't go the way he had planned. Just before Miss Belmore's lips formed the words, "I do," I could see the forces battling inside her. The real love within her resisting the forged compulsion of Mr. Rackham's curse, staring into eyes that were not those of her true love. And that battle of good and evil exploded.
Ah.
Just like that, everyone in the house was gone, trapping us as ghosts to remain here forever. For more than 30 years she's been like this, her mind trapped in an eternal battle between the true love in her heart and the evil magic trying to control her. More than 30 years of never-ending heartbreak. And while Miss Belmore is trapped in torment, do you realise what you've done? You've summoned all the ghosts in the house, including Mr. Rackham, that manipulator, that occultist, that devil, the cause of Miss Belmore's suffering. He's once again free to pursue his evil deeds because you released him.
Ups. Aber ist er dann Lower? Ist Lower dann der Officer?
If Abigail is under a spell, how is she able to attempt to kill me twice?
Well, it's never happened before. Maybe she's losing the fight against Mr. Rackham's curse, and the evil inside her is growing more powerful. Oh dear, it's almost too terrible to think about, isn't it?
On?
Why is Rackham doing all this? What does he want?
He's after the same thing you are, the Belmore treasure. But he's willing to do a lot more to get it. And he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. I'd say he's a lot more committed than you are.
Okay. Nett, das zu beschreiben, so als würde sie ihn fast bewundern.
I have to do something. How can we stop him?
I'm afraid I don't rightly know, but Miss Belmore might. She managed to break out of the spell once, just at the moment of the explosion, when Mr. Rackham tried to carry out the wedding. Perhaps if you take her back to that moment, she might be able to break out of it again. To do that, you'll need to create a love antidote to Mr. Rackham's curse.
How can I create a love antidote?
Look in the mirror. In this reflection, she's as happy as she was on the morning of her wedding. And look, there in front of her, 4 wedding mementos and the echoed music of the wedding march. each one a touchstone of that final happy time. If you could gather those 5 things, perhaps we might bring her back to the moment she escaped the spell, even if just for a moment. There's something else you
Drei und das
should
Musikvideo
know.
gesehen.
Mrs. Craddock, the housekeeper, has announced that all wedding preparations are to resume upon the orders of Mr. Rackham. He plans to repeat the wedding tonight. You don't have long.
But what if I break her out of the spell and she is evil now?
I think you'll just have to take that risk.
Maybe I should go. Try to find someone who knows more about this.
Oh, don't you know? You're just as trapped within this house as any of us ghosts. Try the windows, try the doors. We all have 1,000 times. But it's no use. If you want to escape, she's your only hope.
That can't be true. I haven't died. I can't be trapped here forever like you.
In moonlight's glow, a spectral cell, and whispers of an eerie spell. No one hears his silent shout, for once he's in, he can't get out.
Okay. But
No amount of force or technique or desperate longing would open the door. Cordelia was right. I was trapped. And as I looked around at the house that held me, I felt both dead and alive at the same time. Both awake and in a dream, or a nightmare.
okay. Ist jetzt in jede Tür einer gegangen?
The only way I could possibly free myself was to gather the 5 items to awaken the Ghost Bride, perhaps giving her a third and final opportunity to kill me.
Okay. Okay, wir haben noch unsere Items vom letzten Mal. Okay. Achso, wir haben das Cover abgerissen. Okay, wir können aber nicht auf eine andere Seite. Welcome we extend to you, dear reader. A warmest welcome to the latest edition of our venerable magazine where we summon forth chilling tales that explore the spectral corners of the human experience. As purveyors of otherworldly intrigue, we have scoured every corner of the world to curate a collection of tales that will rouse your imagination and set your heart racing. Within this edition, we present a particularly evocative story of haunted manors and accursed treasures that will linger in your mind long after the last pages turns. The edit. Welcome from the editor. Meet Magnus Zaltz, Legend and Lore, Ghost Hunting 101, Belmore Treasure, Belmore Brothers. Magnus Zaltz kenne ich noch nicht. Sagt mir noch gar nichts.
It was an empty soda bottle I'd found on the beach.
Okay. Gut. Door. Wir rennen mal rum. Die Paintings haben wir uns angeguckt.
Without a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative, and yet, standing in front of it, I could feel a breeze. I needed to...
Gut, die Dinger haben wir uns angeguckt.
It was a stone statue depicting 2 Greek deities of the sea, so skillfully carved it looked like the water droplets on their skin might drip away at any moment.
Ich geh mal erst nochmal. Hier war gar nichts und ihr Zimmer war hier. Okay. Oh, hier geht ein bisschen mehr. Aber ich gehe erst in ihr Zimmer. Oh, ich kann auch auf den Balkon. Ich will Dresser sehen. Ah! Hier, die Roses fehlen auch. Ring, Cake, Veil, Roses, the phonograph.
The contrast between the bride and her reflection was clear. While the bride in front of me buried her face in sadness, her reflection was clearly at the dawn of the happiest day of her life. If only she knew what was to come. It was the bride's It was a simple gold ring. The mirror's reflection showed a wedding band. It was a bridal veil made of delicate, intricately woven lace. A veil lay on the table. It was an untouched slice of wedding cake. It was a beautiful bouquet of roses. As I concentrated on the phonograph in the mirror, it began to sound like I could hear its music through the reflection itself. It was the wedding march. It was best to leave the vase where...
Okay.
There was nothing I could do. Excuse me, Miss Belmore? It was no use. She was in such a deep trance I doubted if she knew I was standing only feet away from her. It was the top of the bride's...
Nope. Okay. So, also hier müsste der Phonograph
The
hin.
phonograph horn had snapped off the machine when I was flung out of the balcony doors.
Ah.
Excuse... It was no use.
Okay, das ist das Gleiche.
There was nothing left in the ash. A grate opened beneath the stove to the ash pan. Lighting the fire may have warmed the room, but it couldn't take away the chill I thought that Abigail would prefer them to stay where they were. Above the fireplace hung individual portraits of 3 men. They must have been the bride's 3 brothers. Now wasn't the time for... It was a grand 4-poster bed with a carving of a single rose on its canopy.
Ah, jetzt sehen wir, dass es dann da klingelt. Okay, also es ist für jeden Raum einzeln. Echt, kommt sie jetzt?
Coming.
I'm so sorry. It's just me, human.
Miss Belmore, did you ring for me?
Ah, kann ich...
I
Sheets.
considered picking up a sheet and draping it over me, but... I didn't need...
Ja, das da.
With the maid distracted, I was free to take the feather duster. I couldn't ring the... Affixed to the wall were 3 servants' bells, used to call the...
In every room,
Crisp,
sure.
clean sheets were stacked up on the cart. The maid's cart stood in the corner of the corridor, piled high with...
Okay.
I looked behind the... Thick red curtains were tied back in front of the window.
Warum kann man damals was machen?
I didn't want to disturb Cordelia while she attended to the bride. Cordelia looked over the bride with what seemed like genuine concern, a far cry from the manic fascination she demonstrated to me.
Okay. Ja, dann haben wir hier drin alles gesehen. Gehen wir mal auf den Balkon. Ah. Okay, also wir können einmal rumlaufen. Wir dann auf der Höhe von dem Toten. Oh, nee, wir sind... Oh. What happened here?
It was a decorative wrought iron railing spanning the height of the balcony. Whoa! As I rounded the corner of the balcony, I saw that the walkway had dropped away, the mortar crumbling after decades of neglect. The ground was a long way down.
Okay, aber dann ist der Tote irgendwo hier, glaube ich. Ja, das könnte hier drumherum gewesen sein.
I assessed whether the railing would be safe to climb. With the slippery ironwork and crumbling masonry, the answer was obviously no. But I didn't have the luxury of safety. Here goes nothing.
Oh, wir gehen direkt hoch. Okay.
Hauling myself onto the roof from the ornamental railings, I realized there was no easy path to get higher. The roof tiles ranged from loose and dangerous to soggy and dangerous. Either way, I wasn't going to be able to climb them.
Ja, rennen wir.
As I approached a lightning rod, I started to feel the hair on the back of my neck standing up. That
Okay.
was a close one. Fortunately, the lightning bolt had hit the lightning rod instead of me, breaking it from its socket and sending the rod tumbling to the ground below. It looked like someone had already intended to start fixing the roof. I looked inside the toolbox and took the only thing it held, a rusty old pair of pliers.
Ah.
There was nothing I could do with the empty socket. It was the now empty socket where the lightning rod had once stood. A cable from the lightning rod spanned a gap between the balconies before running down the side of the house to the ground. I definitely didn't have the natural balance needed to walk across the cable unaided. It was an iron weather vane in the shape of a mermaid. There was no way to reach no matter which way the wind blew, the weather vane stayed fixed in position.
Okay, also der ist fest.
It was the cupola, the highest point of Belmore Manor, with windows looking out in each direction. A piece of rusted drain pipe had detached from the roof. From down on the balcony, the drain pipe was unreachable.
Okay, also man müsste von oben kommen quasi. Ich habe jetzt Kabel cutten.
I didn't want to break the cable.
Okay. Und damit irgendwie hier dran?
That didn't work.
Schade. Ja, dann war's das hier schon. Ich kann ja nicht rüberlaufen. Ist hier jetzt was anderes? Ne. Okay, sie ist wieder weg. Aber so konnten wir sie zumindest weglocken. Kann man jetzt mal mit ihr reden?
Hey, Cordelia.
Oh, hello again, Mr. McCallan. Have you made the love antidote yet?
I'm working on it, even though I'm still not sure it's a good idea. Do you know why I can't leave Belmore Manor?
We ghosts have been trapped here ever since the explosion, but I don't know why someone still living would be unable to leave.
I was able to get out the last time I was here, even if it was via the balcony and into the pond. I don't want to try that again.
Something must be keeping you here now. Better hope it's not Mr. Rackham.
Did you say there were rumors that John Rackham used black magic?
Oh yes, all of the staff talked about it, even if we daren't mention it to the family. Crates and boxes delivered in the night, hidden from prying eyes, but not hidden well enough. We see what happens in this house. We hear the whispers in the night. We know.
Do you think the Belmore treasure is here in the house?
If it is, I've never seen it. But it is a big house. There are rooms I've never been in. Rooms I was forbidden to enter. Who knows what's in them?
The skeleton hanging from the tree outside. That's the sailor, isn't it?
What's left of him? I do hope it's a mess I don't have to tidy up.
Isn't the sailor's ghost trapped in the house too?
Oh no! He killed himself hours before the curse took hold.
Okay.
He will have long since passed over to the spirit realm. Lucky escape, some might say.
He was lucky to be so distraught he committed suicide?
It's better than being trapped in this house.
Quasi ja.
eternity.
Best timed suicide ever.
How did Abigail and the sailor meet?
It was aboard one of the Belmore ships. Miss Belmore was never one to be caged up inside the house, always wanting to go away on her brother's voyages. But they were a good deal older than her, and very protective after they all lost their parents. So she made a plan to stow away.
Did she manage to do it?
No, she was caught mere hours before the ships left port from Deadnettle, covered over in spare sail.
Who discovered her?
That young sailor. I don't think she was best pleased that he had to tell her brothers, and he did, but she didn't hold it against him. Instead, he told her of the voyages on each return to Deadnettle, and as the months progressed, she took more and more of a liking to him. I suppose fate will always bring two soulmates together, even when they least expect it.
And that's how they fell in love.
The young sailor promised that one day they would explore the world together. But until that day arrived, he would carry her in his heart on every voyage he undertook. He carved a wooden compass, split it into 2 pieces, and they each carried one, promising that despite their time apart, the necklace would be reunited once they were back together. How romantic.
Okay.
How did the Belmore's parents die?
A shipwreck off the southeastern coast. 28 perished, with just 1 survivor.
Who was the survivor?
Why, it
Mr.
was
Rackham.
Mr. Rackham.
Of course.
Where do these doors behind me go?
The middle door goes up to the cupola, but the key's been lost ever since Master Cecil died. There's not much up there from what I remember, just old sheets, linens and lace.
And the door on the right?
That's where the parlour witch lives.
Did you say a witch lives in the house?
Oh yes, didn't you know? Mr. Rackham isn't the only one said to delve into the supernatural. Perhaps poor little Abigail was just an innocent, caught in the middle of Mr. Rackham's and her brother's dark dealings.
Who is she? Is she still there now?
I should think so. The Belmores brought her to the house not long before they disappeared, though after moving into the house, she was never seen again. No one ever goes in, and no one ever comes out. I don't even think Mrs. Craddock can get in there.
Do you know what happened to the Belmore brothers?
That certainly is a mystery, isn't it? But I'm afraid I don't know. My duties were to help Miss Belmore, while Mrs. Craddock dealt with the masters.
Although what?
I did see Master Xavier on the day he died.
What was Xavier doing on the day he died?
Preparing for an expedition. He'd been given a birthday present not long before, an old pirate map of Devil's Rock that he'd hung over the fireplace in his bedroom. And on the map, marked in red, an X marks the spot.
Pirate treasure? On Devil's Rock?
I doubt the treasure even came into it. A cove on Devil's Rock, where no one has stepped foot in over 100 years. That'd be like a moth to a flame for Master Xavier. He left before dawn, and then never came back.
Who gave him the present?
I expect you can guess.
Mr. Rackham.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. It gets pretty boring after 30 years trapped here. You're much more exciting to watch.
Okay, also das hier geht niemals auf. So.
The door was locked.
Und hier ist Witch Lady.
The door was locked. It was a door to an unknown room.
Okay, also haben wir das hier quasi mal fertig. Gehen wir erst hier. Oh ja. Gehen jetzt die Räume der Brüder ab.
Clearly, the artist had managed to imbue the brushstrokes with something of the subject's personality. It was downright sinister.
Das ist der Officer, ne? Das ist Rackham.
Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a shudder through me, and I realized it must have been a portrait of Rackham. His eyes looked back, almost as if he were scowling right at me. A heavy trunk sat in the corner of the corridor.
Oh.
Haha, the look on your face.
What are you doing? Oh, you could have scared me to death.
Imagine how cool that would be.
I don't think I'd be very happy about that.
Baby. Who are you, anyway?
My name's Murphy McCallan. I'm a guest. Who are you?
I'm Sebastian Pock.
The little boy puffed out his chest with a grin that would make the Cheshire Cat jealous. What were you doing in the trunk?
Playing hide and seek. That stuffy old vicar challenged me to a game and hasn't found me in more than 33 years.
Don't you know it's dangerous to shut yourself up in places like that? You could have gotten locked in.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually. I think the latch closed on me while I was inside. Still, what's the worst that could happen? I'm already dead.
Eine True?
What are you looking so pleased about?
I'll have a new toy to play with later tonight. A brand new Guggenhauser Model 5 wind-up tin boat. I'm going to play with it in the bathtub down the hall.
That's funny. I know a little girl who accidentally got one of those for her birthday today.
Yeah, funny that.
The boy pulled an expression that made him look slicker than a politician in an oil spill.
Das ist der Bruder von Mallory Wisp. Die hat, meine ich, im Prolog noch... Hat die nicht von ihrem Bruder Sebastian geredet?
You've been in that chest for 33 years?
On and off. That's got to make me a hide-and-seek champion. This house is amazing for it. Before I climbed in the chest, I must have explored every room in the house. The ones that aren't locked, at least.
You haven't seen the Belmore treasure while you've been exploring, have you?
There's a treasure here, like pirate treasure.
That's what the stories say.
And you believe them? I thought kids were supposed to be the gullible ones. I don't think it exists.
Why not?
Because if it did, I would have found it by now.
This is a long shot, but do you know Mallory Wisp?
Sure, I know Princess Stink.
She was getting a tin boat too.
I know. I swapped over the pages in the toy catalogue, so she ordered the wrong thing. She'll get fed up with it, and I'll get to play with it instead.
Well, that wasn't a nice thing to do.
Nice guys finish last. That's what my father says.
How are you and Mallory able to talk? You're a ghost and she's...
A flesh bag.
Right.
A blood pumper, an air guzzler, a bone puppet, a muscle wriggler.
Hey, I get the idea. How come you can talk to her?
Children aren't so close-minded, I guess. Plus, she's the only person brave enough to come up to the house.
Are you here for the wedding?
Do you think I dress like this for fun? I look ridiculous.
I thought you might be the mayor of Munchkinland.
My mum made me dress like this. What's your excuse?
Hey.
Do you know the man in the portrait behind you?
I don't want to look at it. Gives me the creeps.
It's John Rackham, isn't it?
Shh! Mum says we're not allowed to say his name.
What do you know about Rackham?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know something, don't you?
I can't tell you. I'd get in trouble.
I won't say a word.
Cross your heart and hope to die?
That's ironic, given the circumstances, but sure.
We came to the house a few months before the wedding was supposed to happen. My dad's a lawyer for the Belmore Trading Company. A real important one. But oh boy, is that stuff boring. I was sneaking around, you know, just exploring the house. And I saw him, that man. He was talking to one of the Mr. Belmores. The one that wore the white coat.
Cecil Belmore, the scientist?
Yeah, he said he was going to his laboratory, but where it was hidden was a secret. I thought I could follow him.
Did you have any luck?
Not really, because I wasn't the first. That man, he was following him too, in secret. I kind of got too scared to keep going once I saw him.
What scared you?
I saw something. I saw something the scary man was carrying.
What was he carrying?
A dagger.
Okay.
See you around, kid.
Bye.
Also da hat irgendjemand
Hello, Sebastian.
Cecil abgestochen.
See you around.
Bye.
Bye. Jetzt hier trotzdem noch reingucken.
The trunk was empty.
Okay.
There was nothing behind the curtains. Thick red curtains hung loose. The door was locked. The door was marked Y.
Ja, hier ist Cecil.
The door was locked. The door was marked C. I guess. The door was locked.
Ja.
The door was marked F.
Okay. Also hier oben komme ich gerade noch gar nicht weiter. Kann ich hier was machen jetzt? Mhm.
The two sea deities stared at me with disapproval.
Hier auch nicht.
It was a painting of the gazebo I recognized. I remembered seeing reproductions of the paintings in the Merry and Macabre magazine I had.
Okay, aber nicht hier. Ja, ich würde sagen, wir fangen mal links an, ne?
The shield was out of reach, but I didn't plan on jousting with any knights that day anyway. The Belmore family's monogram was etched in gold on the shield.
Also, Belmore ist ein... Er soll ein B sein, aber nennen wir es mal eine 3. Ja. Okay. Was haben wir hier?
It was a battered suitcase that I deduced belonged to the pianist. A machine I didn't recognize sat on the table next to the piano. I wondered if the pianist knew more about it. A grand piano took center stage in the room, vigorously hammered away at by the pianist. The pianist wouldn't have been happy with me rifling. Without knowing what it was, My piano repertoire consisted only of a few bars of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I thought it best not to inflict that upon anyone.
Okay, ist auch noch eine Tür. Okay, da geht's irgendwie in den Garten. Ach, das ist dieser Vorbau. Ah, okay. Und oben. Okay, interessant. Wir reden mal mit dem Text.
Good evening. My name is Murphy McCallan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Ezra Hughes is the name. Pianist for hire is the game. Got any events coming up that you can use a pianist at? I do weddings, christenings, bar mitzvahs, funerals.
You're still hustling for work? Isn't being a ghost an impediment?
Hey, when you're self-employed, you've got to keep that next paycheck coming in.
But you're trapped in the house.
Well, I admit I'm not normally based here, but Belmore Manor makes a lovely venue.
How's the gig?
It's the gig of a lifetime. Quite literally. I just didn't realize how still I should be making out like a bandit at the end of it.
Why's that?
My contract says I charge overtime at time and a half. So far, we're 30-something years past my original end time.
Is there much to spend your money on when you're dead?
They say you can't take it with you. But I don't seem to be going anywhere at the moment, so why not find out?
You don't seem to have much of an audience.
Most have gone through to the ballroom for the waltz. Still, at least it means I don't have the southern belle from hell hovering over me.
Who's that?
You'll know when you see her.
Okay.
Are you local to Devil's Rock?
No, New Orleans born and bred. Hard to grow up in the Big Easy and not fall in love with this music. Street performers in the French Quarter, brass bands on the balconies, parades at Mardi Gras. It's in the air down there.
So what brought you here?
Work. Figured I'd play a few gigs, make some cash. Next thing I know, I'm caught up in more drama than a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta.
Where did you find musical work here on Devil's Rock?
I got a full season contract down at the Calliope Theater. It was pure luck, really. The original pianist broke his arm.
How?
Before the renovation, that place was falling apart. 14 people in the audience watched as the stage gave out right in the middle of Claire de Lune. Pianist and piano falling straight to the floor into the basement.
Ouch.
Physically, he was fine. Emotionally, devastated for months.
Sounds like he went through a bad stage.
Okay.
Yardley Belmore was a performer too, wasn't he?
And more. Writer, director, producer, philanthropist. He's the one that bought the Calliope, fixed her up, and hired me. Once he came on board, that place got put on real shows.
Real shows?
Yeah, before Yardley put up the funds, they were so broke they had to rely on sponsorships. The final year, Bon Tom Bakery funded everything. With conditions.
Conditions?
The shows had to be on brand. Before Yardley put a stop to it, we were looking at 3 Shakespeare plays that season. Romeo and Baguette, A Midsummer Night's Cream Cake, and Much Ado About Muffins.
Do you know what happened to Yardley Belmore?
I haven't a clue. But you know what? I think I was one of the final people to see him alive.
Oh, really?
He came down to the Calliope to offer me this gig for the wedding, and I overheard him talking to someone backstage after I had finished rehearsing.
What were they talking about?
Well, after Yardley scrapped the baked goods from Romeo and Juliet, he was after ideas to bring something new to the story. This fellow was telling him about a place he'd found, an actual crypt. Such a missed opportunity, really. Can you imagine? Romeo and Juliet's tragic finale, played out in the Capulet tomb, the star-crossed lovers' final doomed moments in a real-life, honest-to-God crypt. The last thing I heard was them setting a date to check it out. And then, well, after that, no one ever saw him again.
Do you know who the man he was talking to was?
Rackham, I think you call him. Don't know where his interest in the theater came from all of a sudden. I'd never seen him in any performances.
Do you know where I could get some wedding music?
I take request. It's part of my contract for the wedding. What are you after?
I need some wedding music to play to Abigail Belmore, upstairs in her bedroom.
I might be able to move people with my music, Murphy, but there's no chance I can move this piano up to the 2nd floor.
Okay.
What's the machine next to your piano?
That's my ticket out of hustling. a phonograph recorder. I'm going to compose and record a hit song. Something that'll sweep the nation, like those guys on Tin Pan Alley. I can record and release a song all across the country, and people will be able to hear me live in their living room.
But you're not live or living.
That'll be how I market myself. Anthems by apparitions, hymns by haunts. The magazines won't give you the time of day if you don't have some way of standing out. If I'm dead, it's better to be composing than decomposing.
How does the machine work?
You just put in a blank record and press record. There's an old one still in there if you want it. It's too worn for me to use anymore. The records have a thin layer of black wax on the outside, and the machine records the sound as grooves in the wax. Keep an ear out for me in a year's time.
Okay.
I should get going.
See you around, Murphy.
I took the record from the recording machine. With its outer coating worn away with age, it wasn't in a state to record onto.
Okay. Ich war mir gerade nicht sicher, ob ich es richtig verstanden
It was
habe.
a cylindrical record for making sound recordings, covered in a thin layer of black wax. This one was old, worn, and unusable.
Okay, also den müssen wir aufbereiten, sozusagen. Gehen wir erstmal hier hoch.
That is an insult to my honor. I didn't know you had any honor left to insult.
Boys, boys, you don't want to be fighting over little old me.
Tallulah, this man is nothing but a scoundrel. Then you, brother, are a no-good fraud.
Okay.
The bookshelves were filled with tomes on every subject. I wondered if the shelves held any books on battling ghostly curses, but that seemed a little too niche. The bookshelves were filled with tomes on every subject I could imagine. Astronomy to music, numerology to zoology, each with faded spines and dusty covers.
Okay.
The
Ja.
bookshelves were filled with...
Ja.
I wondered if the shelves held any books.
Okay, das ist erstmal das gleiche. Crazy.
It was a small mahogany table. Now wasn't the time to rearrange the furniture.
But later?
It was a yellow parasol resting against the chaise longue.
Einfach nehmen.
I thought I should introduce myself first.
Okay. Dann reden wir erstmal hier. Was ist hier noch hinter? Card Catalog?
It was a wooden cabinet covered in small drawers used to find specific books throughout the vast library. I didn't need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one.
Okay.
It was one of a pair of carvings positioned on either side of the room.
Huh?
It was a devilish carving of a satyr, half man, half goat, holding a shield. It was a seductive carving of a lamia, half woman, half snake, holding a shield.
Na gut, reden wir mit ihr.
Good evening, miss.
Oh, another fine young gentleman.
My name's Murphy McCallan. Pleased to meet you all.
Back off, Peanut. Yeah, keep walking. We were talking to the lady first.
Now, boys, we must be welcoming to our new friend. My name is Tallulah LaRue. I expect you've heard of me. My daddy owns the LaRue Oil Exchange. We're the richest family this side of the Mississippi.
But don't be getting any ideas. Tallulah, don't you think this gentleman is a little beneath you? He looks so poor, he probably waves a popsicle around and calls it air conditioning.
Let's not be rude to him just because he's less fortunate. You boys be welcoming and introduce yourselves.
If we must. I am Humphrey Tallulah. And I am Orville Tallulah of the Tallulah Textiles Company.
I think you made the pants I'm wearing. What's that in your hand, Miss LaRue?
This is my invitation to the wedding. It allows me to bring one guest with me, but I seem to have made a teensy tiny mistake. I've invited both boys all the way out here to Devil's Rock when I can only take one of them into the wedding. Now, both of these fine fellows are here and want to attend with me, and I just don't know who I should pick.
You mean you two don't have an invitation?
We may not know the Belmores, But we do know this southern magnolia before us. We were brought to Devil's Rock by passion.
I was brought to Devil's Rock by taxi. If you're not using the invitation, perhaps I could take it off your hands?
I don't think so, knucklehead. Miss LaRue is going to need that invitation for when I accompany her. Over my dead body? Have you seen yourself? You're already dead.
These two gentlemen seem pretty heated.
I just hope it doesn't come to blows. I'd be happy to marry either of these gentlemen one day, if only I could choose between them.
If you did end up marrying one of them, would that make your name Tallulah Talagula?
That's right, and my middle name is Beulah. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
Sure.
How are you going to decide who to take to the waltz, Miss LaRue?
I just don't know if I could decide. I think I'll have to leave it to the boys to decide for me.
Choose me, Tallulah. I'm the one who inherited our family's good looks, I assure you. Good looks? Your reflection hides when you walk past a mirror. I have the southern elegance she desires. Elegance? You have all the elegance of a drunken pelican. I believe the lady would be better suited for a man of my sophistication. Sophistication? You have all the sophistication of a rodeo clown. It's my bravery that she needs. Bravery? You'd run away from a June bug. If you think yourself so brave, then we must put it to the test. Brother, I challenge you to a duel. Not if I challenge you first.
Gee, I wouldn't want a duel to take place because of little old me. But if that's how things have to be, let's get the guns on the table, boys.
McCallum, you shall be the adjudicator.
I shall?
I'm glad you've agreed.
What exactly does that entail?
In order for the duel to be fair, an independent third party must load the pistols and declare the victor.
But I've never loaded a pistol before.
Don't worry, McCallum. A donkey with a lobotomy could do it. You have at least half a chance.
Oh, okay. Loading pistol. Powder. Shot. Ramrod. Aim fire. Ist hier das Powder drin? Oh ja. Powder.
One at a time, I poured the powder into the muzzle of the pistols.
Shot.
I then dropped the shot into each muzzle. Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod.
No pussyfooting around here, boys. I want to see some action. If you miss, you're not the man for me.
Ja gut, die schießen auf die Schilder. Also
Fire! Well?
I've been hit. Me too.
In any other situation, this would have been a tragedy, but it quickly became clear that a duel to the death wouldn't be conclusive when the duelists were both already dead.
Oh, neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
okay.
Would you like a rematch of the pistol duel?
What a wonderful idea! Boys, guns on.
Okay.
One at a time. I then... Finally...
Jetzt wird mal das gleiche passieren.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire! Well?
I've been hit. Me too.
Oh, neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
Okay, warum kann ich das nochmal machen? Ich könnte es anders, ich könnte es falsch machen.
Would you like a rematch?
What, boys?
Da kommt keine Kugel raus. Das ist nur auf Powder. Dann Ramrock.
No, McCallum, you have...
It was a scrap. The instruction...
Okay.
I didn't need to pick up...
Shit. Jetzt verhindern.
I then dropped.
Not bad.
Finally, I
Remember, boys, if you miss,
Okay, aber
you're
dann ist
not
komisch,
the
dass ich
man
das
for
nochmal
me.
machen kann. Ich könnte höchstens gucken, ob... ich probiere es gleich nochmal, auch wenn es dauert. Ich könnte halt überlegen, erst die Kugel reinzupacken. Aber das lässt er mich wahrscheinlich auch
I've
nicht
been
machen.
hit. Me too.
Neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
Komm, wir wasten mal so richtig die... So, kann ich jetzt das Ding mitnehmen?
Miss LaRue, would you mind if I borrowed your parasol?
Don't be silly, Murphy. It's a beautiful evening outside.
Didn't you see the lightning?
A parasol's to protect you from the sun, silly. Carry this out in a lightning storm and you might... Actually, go right ahead and take it. You have fun.
Ey.
The glint in her eye sent a shiver through me.
Ich vermute mal, das ist aber nichts anderes, sondern wir müssen irgendwas mit den Dingern später machen. Können wir das jetzt schon machen?
It was a
Okay. Ich ja gesagt, hier ist erstmal genug. Und da kamen wir durch den Dingsraum. Hier können wir noch in den Keller. Wir gehen erstmal durch die Tür.
Did I hear gunshots through there? It's like being back at Alameda during the war.
What happened there? A battle?
No, my second wedding. The father of the bride didn't appreciate me canoodling with the maid of honor and got all the locals to run me out of town. Talk about a shotgun wedding. You, boy, are you one of the staff? Is the wedding ready to begin?
Ready to begin? Goodness gracious, but I haven't found my Bible.
Sorry, I'm just a guest too. I don't think the wedding's happening until later tonight. Or not at all, if everything went to plan.
Just enough time for another drink, then.
Okay. Ich hab gerade einen. Mit denen gar nicht gesprochen.
Hello.
Beat it, bud.
Hi there.
Keep walking. I don't have time to waste on you.
Kann ich noch mit
Good
denen?
evening, Miss LaRue.
Why, hello again, Murphy.
Eben, die hatte ja noch was. Would you like a rematch? Nope.
Were you friends with Abigail Belmore?
Friends may be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'd seen her around at the debutante balls before she got engaged to that sailor. I mean, really, what was she thinking?
You don't think they should have gotten engaged?
What's the point? Mr. Rackham was an improvement. I do love the powerful.
I best be...
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta for now. Okay. What can we do here? Oh, Jesus Christ. Alter, wie viele Türen, wie weit das hier geht. Crazy. Taxidermy ist einfach so ausgestopfter Bums. Ne?
After my escapades with the fish and its hidden horseshoe, I had had quite enough of taxidermied animals. 4 animal heads protruded from the wall like those painted boards you'd push your head through for a photograph at the seaside. I picked up the vase. From the delicate porcelain and hand-painted ornamentation, it looked like it must have been worth a fortune. Ming Dynasty, perhaps?
Foskett, why is that young man picking up that chamber pot?
I have absolutely no idea.
Or perhaps not.
Oh, haben wir jetzt?
It was an old chamber pot, hopefully thoroughly cleaned.
Jetzt.
It was a lone glass sitting on the coffee table. It certainly hadn't been holding coffee.
And we take.
The empty glass was best left where it was.
So, was drin, oder nicht? Ach, das ist die Farbe vom Tisch. Ach, da ist drin. Okay, er kann noch zum...
The trophy room was warmed by the fireplace, within which hung a small brass pot. I'd previously seen small pots hung in fireplaces like this contained water in order to humidify the room, especially when tobacco was being smoked. In this case, however, the pot was empty.
Flüssigkeit reinpacken. Ach, dann ist das der Vater von dem Sebastian.
Good evening.
Hello, my child.
Oh, don't get him going again.
And what is your name?
Murphy McCallan.
Hello, Murphy. I am Father Foskett, spiritual shepherd of St. Juniper's Parish. Have you seen the good book?
I'm not the most religious person, but I have read parts.
No, I mean that rather more literally. I've lost my Bible and have no idea where I put it. Have you seen it?
I haven't, I'm afraid.
Pity.
Pity.
Are you here for the wedding?
I am officiating the wedding. With everything that's gone on in the house, we must thank God we have someone like me to keep us on a righteous path.
I've been told that Abigail Belmore doesn't really want to marry Rackham. You need to call the wedding off.
We shall stick to the system, young Mr. McCallan. Objections should be heard during the ceremony, not before, when all parties may articulate their feelings on the matter. These things are greater than you and I, you know. Until then, we must treat the wedding as the joyous occasion it is.
What do you think of Abigail Belmore?
A little headstrong, in my opinion, but a lovely young lady. I baptized her, you know. She grabbed my nose as I held her over the font, right up the left nostril. Wouldn't let go until her brothers distracted her with a teddy bear. Still, she's a very caring girl.
Just not two ecclesiastical noses. Is St. Juniper's your church?
That's right, young man. A beacon of godliness on an otherwise spiritually desolate isle.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think St. Juniper's been taken over by rum runners.
Criminals? In my church? Good God! They must be removed immediately.
Let's not be too hasty. They sound like my type of gentleman. That's the type of church I can see myself attending.
I could do with less of your opinions, thank you. Many things can be preserved in alcohol, Colonel. Dignity is not one of them.
I'm not the most well-read on religion, but shouldn't you be in heaven now?
Gold standard question, my boy.
Well, I'll admit this isn't what I expected.
Perhaps the good book has some missing passages.
I think we can do without your theological input, Colonel.
Is there a way to fix it?
Well, that's precisely what I'm doing, young man, as we speak.
It looks like you're just sitting in an armchair.
You don't see the metaphorical cogs whirring around in my head, the tick and the tock of the thanatological matters in my mind. To the layman, I might appear to be just sitting in an armchair, but in reality, I am studying the Bible, or at least I would be, if I hadn't lost it.
You've lost it, all right.
Do you think it might be voodoo keeping you here?
Voodoo is nothing but mumbo-jumbo misdirection. I fear we may be in limbo. Some devilish force has interrupted the supernatural order of things.
I think Rackham might be practicing black magic.
That is an extraordinary accusation. I refuse to hear another word of it. He is a God-fearing man who always attends the sailor services, and he has donated generously to the church and my vacation fund. The culprit here is that awful sailor Abigail was going to marry. It is precisely because Miss Belmore's marriage to Mr. John Rackham was interrupted that we are still here. And why we must continue the wedding as planned tonight. It shall be our way out.
I best be heading off.
God be with you.
Good evening.
Good evening, my boy. I'm afraid you'll have to speak up. Old army injury, you see. Care to join me for a drink?
Colonel Bloom, how many times must I warn you about your predilection for hard drinking?
It's not hard drinking. It's very easy. What do you say, my boy? You care for a nip?
I probably shouldn't. I'm a little preoccupied at the moment.
Well, don't go saving it for the toast. You'll be waiting decades.
See, this is what I was talking about. This is the kind of ungracious, ungentlemanly behavior that will spell your doom, Colonel.
Stop trying to threaten me with eternal damnation, Foskett. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. I'm pretty sure I'm dead at this moment, and I don't see any evidence of women playing harps. Just you harping on at me.
Ja, aber das Ding können wir wahrscheinlich fürs Phonogramm nutzen, oder nicht?
Did you see much action in the army?
I killed 4 men.
From food poisoning, Colonel Bloom's title is an honorary one for services to catering.
The Cattle King is what they called me. I owned farms from New Orleans to Tallahassee. Beef, leather, dairy. It was a roaring trade.
Or at least a mooing one.
Those cows, they were my army. I tell you, everything a man needs can be provided by a good troop of cows.
Herd of cows.
Of course I've heard of cows. I was just talking about them.
Gott. Über diese Wortspiele, ne?
What are you drinking,
Voll
Colonel?
übertrieben hier.
Good hearty rum. It'll put fire on your chest and hair in your belly. Ooh.
And perhaps it is time to consider whether you have drunk too much of it, Colonel. Or perhaps give it up altogether.
I could easily give up alcohol. I've already done it hundreds of times.
I think you'll find the time between one glass and the next does not count as teetotalism. Perhaps we should be grateful to the Lord that your glass remains empty.
Are you looking forward to the wedding?
I'm looking forward to it being over. In my opinion, being stood up at the altar for 33 years is a pretty bad sign. Not what strong relationships are made of.
And you should know, Colonel. You've only had hundreds of them.
Do you think the bride and groom should be together?
That Rackham's a slimy character, and no mistake. Oh, by God, he's a good businessman. Trickier than a magician's rabbit that's gotten stuck on a particularly difficult crossword puzzle. But all that don't amount to a hill of beans if you're not enjoying life. I don't know whether to hate the guy or envy him.
Both are sins, I think you'll find, Colonel.
And not even the best ones. Do you know what's wrong with society nowadays, Murphy? Drink, guns, and women. There's just not enough time for them all.
Have you ever married, Colonel?
Oh, yes. I've been married for 47 years.
Yes, but to 9 different women.
It still
Oh.
counts.
His shortest marriage was 2 days, and that's only because they couldn't find him to serve the annulment papers.
I ended up in a bordello in East Nevada with half the members of the Albuquerque Militia Marching Band. Best honeymoon I've been on. Some lovely girls.
Lord forgive him, for he knows not what he does.
That's not what the girls were telling me.
Do excuse me. I'll be back.
At your leisure, my boy. I have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
Idle hands are the devil's playthings.
Try idling your mouth for a change, you old curmudgeon.
Ja, aber das Ding kann ich nicht nehmen? Nee. Okay, er will die Bibel, er will irgendwie was zu trinken. Durch die Tür sind wir gekommen. Okay. Guck mal in den Arsch. Ah! Would you look at that?
A skeleton, clothed in wedding, glinting in the moonlight, was a wedding ring. It still...
Yeah.
I couldn't
Offenbar.
reach the skeleton from inside the house. I needed to be outside if I wanted to reach the tree. A dying tree stood next to the balcony.
Mhm. Okay. Aber wenn wir da oben reinkommen, könnten wir da hinkommen. So, hier ist noch eine Tür. Grand Hall. Ah! Oh, Gott sei Dank. Ein bisschen Verständnis dafür, wie diese Türen hier funktionieren. Das ist nicht verkehrt. Okay, gehen wir hier rein.
Stepping through the doorway, I found myself in an ethereal black void that stretched in every direction. Draped in green fog, all I could see were staircases floating in all directions, and in the center, an eternally ticking clock.
Okay.
At the center of the void was a clock supernaturally hovering in the air, with a single hand that constantly ticked its way around the face. The clock was too far away to reach.
Können wir ja nur hier durch. Ah! Okay. Geh mal hier in
At the
das
center of
Haus.
the clock was too... The clock was at the center of the... The clock was at the center of... The clock was at the center...
Jetzt?
The clock was at the center...
Jetzt haben wir alle Türen schon, ne?
Is that little whippersnapper playing on the staircases again?
No, it's not him this time. But how that wayward whelp's mother allows him to run riot through that cursed room baffles me. When it comes to Sebastian Bach, I think King Herod might have had a point.
I had nothing else to say to them. Good evening, Father Foskett.
Hello again, my child.
Where does that staircase room go?
That room is a place of sin.
What happened in there?
When Miss Belmore spurned her original fiancé, that is the route he took to the garden balcony where he hanged himself.
That's terrible.
A terrible sin. Belmore Manor has evil magic coursing through it. I lay at least partial blame on that deplorable act. That room is filled with nothing but impassable evil. It is as though the house itself refuses passage to the bewitched balcony.
Okay, ich habe gerade einfach nebenbei gecheckt. Mit dem Umbrella können wir wahrscheinlich über das Seil laufen. Wir können nichts mit diesem Bild machen, was soll das? Und im Staircase wird doch hier wohl wahrscheinlich wieder irgendeine Map, dass wir hin und zurück laufen müssen, manchmal durch die
Do you
Tür.
know how I can get through the staircase room?
Certainly not. If you had any sense, you would stay out of there. The only person I've seen messing about in there is the page boy. I know that the Lord sends things to challenge us, but even the devil himself would take up early retirement if made to babysit that little monster. Goodness knows where he's gone now, though. I suppose we should all thank God for the respite.
I found Sebastian upstairs in a trunk.
Oh, Lord protect us. The latch must have popped back open.
Have you two gentlemen known each other long?
So, der ist wieder
Gentleman's
eingesperrt.
a stretch.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Foskett.
But yes, we've known each other since we were teenagers. We used to be roommates in college. But while I focused on my studies, the Colonel here focused on extracurriculars. I made it my duty to keep him on the straight and narrow path.
And thankfully, you haven't done a very good job of it.
Okay.
I best be heading.
God be...
Also Sebastian könnte mir quasi helfen. So, das heißt, hier waren wir überall. Wir könnten durch die Library noch hier runter. Und hier oben in dem Musikraum war noch ein anderer Weg. Geh mal runter. Okay.
Walking into the cellar, I was hit by the pungent smell of rotting wood and mildew. 3 decades without upkeep hadn't been kind to this section of the house, and it was now knee-deep in floodwater.
Über einiges.
The wine racks were largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty. Wine racks adorned each wall of the cellar.
Da ist ein Switch, da ist ein Fusebox.
I flipped the switch, but nothing happened. It seemed the barrel lift lacked power.
Barrel lift. Ah, okay. Wie? Candles.
I took the handful of candles from on top of the fuse box. The label read, "Magnetic Carriage." It was a small paper label.
Yeah.
It was a small paper label used to mark which fuse. I couldn't do anything with it. It was a socket for a wire.
A wire.
It was a small paper label. Ground. Lightning rods.
Ah.
The wire had corroded into the fuse box. I couldn't budge it with my hands.
Okay. Electrograph, barrel lift.
Orrery track.
Was ist?
Theater rotation.
Okay, also hier könnten wir quasi was anmachen, wenn wir das hier rauskriegen. Irgendwie hier Strom durchleiten. Okay.
I needed to use the switch to operate the barrel lift.
Ja, dann könnten wir weiter nach rechts kommen.
It was an electric machine used to raise and lower barrels from the floor of the cellar to a hatch up at ground level. Wine racks adorned each wall. Decades of abandonment had taken their toll on the now flooded cellar. Knowing the type of animals that lived in the murky water on this island, there was no way I was stepping into the floodwater.
Okay, verstanden. Gut, das ist hier unten. Gehen wir doch mal hier hin. Oh Gott, hier sind so viele Leute, ne? Das ist der Wahnsinn.
The wooden sign had the quaint charm of a handmade woodcraft, if it wasn't for the skull and crossbones painted on it. The macabre warning was definitely serving a purpose.
Eine Rose.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
You're still flesh and blood, aren't you?
That's right.
Nothing to be ashamed of. But you'll end up see-through blue like me if one of those thorns nicks you. And don't try cutting them. Even so much as a snap, and it releases a toxin so deadly you'll be on the ground within 3 minutes. Certainly keeps things exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah, exciting.
Weaving throughout the conservatory was an overgrown mass of intimidating-looking thorns. I'd already been warned about touching.
Yeah.
Of all the plants in the conservatory, there was only one rose.
Ah, die brauchen wir aber wohl.
Watch out for that vine down there. That bugger was trying to make a break for it earlier.
Oh, okay. Will do. I didn't have the slightest idea what the gardener was warning me about. Like a snake coiling around its prey, it soon became apparent.
Okay, a little shop of horrors. Oh!
Help! Help!
What's all the fuss about?
This vine's got me. It won't let go.
Oh, she likes you, she does.
Well, the sentiment isn't mutual.
I've never seen the plant so attached to someone before.
That's exactly the problem. Its hold was getting tighter. I needed to get away before I was dragged into the flower beds.
Okay.
Help! How do I get it off of me?
Oh, I'm not sure. Never used to be this friendly.
I tried to shake the vine from my leg, but every the scissors wouldn't fit around the writhing vine. Getting a grip on the vine wasn't my problem. I needed to make sure that I didn't need.
Muss ja irgendwas sein, was
I
Messer.
didn't.
Irgendwas, was wir vorher hatten, sonst hätte man jetzt direkt hier reinstolpern können und wäre tot.
Well, you didn't need to do that. I wasn't planning on doing the pruning till tomorrow.
What was that?
Just a Devil's Rock creeper. Oh, they do seem to have gotten a lot more active since I was last tending the garden, though.
First, the animals on this island had tried to eat me. Now, I was finding out the plants wanted a nibble too. The plants seemed to have developed a mind of their own, spilling out of their flower beds and pots until they filled the conservatory like string lights on a Gothic Christmas tree. Examining the overgrowth felt more like being in a zoo than an arboretum. I didn't want to get any closer.
Get that. Was haben wir denn? Fountain, die Statue, die Pots und den Gardener.
The fountain had long run dry and the cracked, dusty basin was empty. The fountain dominated the room like the queen on a chessboard, but this queen had been dethroned decades ago. I couldn't see anything I could do with the statue. It was an ornately crafted metal statue of a Maharaja prince, with one hand outstretched and the other clasping a scroll case.
Yep.
I couldn't see anything alive in the plant pot, despite the gardener's best efforts. Terracotta pots dotted the conservatory, each one cracked and crumbling in a different way. Good evening.
Pleasure to meet you, young man. I'm Rupert Riddle. I'm the gardener for the Belmore estate. And whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Murphy McCallan, pleased to meet you.
Do excuse the state of the conservatory. After 30-odd years without so much as a pruning or watering, it's taken on a mind of its own. Don't be telling the Horticultural Society or I'll be having my golden trowel taken off me.
You've won awards for your gardening?
Oh yes. This conservatory is rather famous. Welcome, Murphy, to the Poison Garden.
Poison?
Thank you, man. Dass man die Dings dann nicht wieder ausstellen kann. Die Hotspots. So ein bisschen scheiße.
Why would the Belmore brothers want a poison garden?
Academic interests, prestige, and morbid curiosity, I should think. Master Cecil liked to study them. Master Xavier used to collect them on his expeditions. And Master Yardley, well, he just liked the theatricality of it all.
Isn't it dangerous?
Well, it all depends on how you use it, doesn't it? A few berries of deadly nightshade could kill a person, or cure their headache. Hemlock killed Socrates, but I used it to treat my arthritis. These plants may be dangerous, but that's because they're powerful and mysterious.
From medicine to murder.
Exactly. The power to heal and the power to kill. That's what makes them so interesting.
Remind me never to get on the bad side of a florist. What's the secret to growing your garden?
Plants need the same things as you and me, they do. Food, water, sunlight, and someone to chitter-chatter with.
You talk to your plants?
And sing.
What kinds of songs do poisonous plants like?
Vaudeville, mainly. Ta-ra-ra-boom-de-ay always goes down a treat. Ta-ra-ra-boom-de-ay. I'm with plants all the day. To sing's the only way to grow my shrub display. Vegetation brings elation to me.
That's quite an accent you've got. Where are you from?
Jolly old England, just outside Bristol. God's own country. The green and pleasant land where my love of horticulture bloomed. I caught the gardening bug at an early age, you see. Histoplasmosis. I was in hospital for 8 months, all told. But trapped in those 4 wipe-clean antiseptic walls, staring at a pot of plastic philodendrons, why, it just grew my love of all things botanical.
Why did you move to Devil's Rock?
I came over with the Belmores, didn't I? Got myself a little cottage on the edge of the estate near the mausoleum. Bugger if I can get to it now, though. Shame, too.
Why's that? Do you miss home?
Oh, I think I left the gas on. Wouldn't want an accident now, would I? Could be the death of me.
What are you working on at the moment?
I suppose I ought to be pushed. Not quite the same as it used to be, I must admit.
How so?
I suppose, being dead now, they've lost some of their allure. It used to be that one prick of the finger, one wipe of the nose, one accidental inhalation of a seed, and that would be the end of it. Things just aren't as exciting anymore.
Fuck, jetzt hab ich den ersten nicht hier mitgekriegt. Muss mal angucken. Also wirklich.
Will you be attending the wedding?
Me? Get an invitation? I'm not sure overalls would meet the dress code. But it's a good thing, too. I wouldn't trust that Rackham with a hosepipe on a hot day.
Why not?
Well, it's not like me to tell tales. But it wasn't long before the Belmore brothers started to disappear that Rackham was in here asking about the poison plants. Very suspicious timing, if you ask me.
You think he murdered them?
I couldn't possibly say.
Okay.
I need a bouquet. Can you help me?
I'm a gardener, not a flower arranger, Murphy.
Is there anything in here I can take without it killing me?
I'm afraid the only non-poisonous plants were those down in Abigail's flower bed. She had her own little area that I used to help her with. There's only that one flower that stayed alive in the whole conservatory. Funny that.
What's funny about it?
That's the same flower bed Abigail used for her bouquet the night things went awry.
That'll be perfect. Is there a way to get rid of the thorns?
Oh, certainly. A good drenching with alcohol should kill them off.
Okay, Alkohol.
Who's the statue of?
Oh, him. He's from an old Indian fable the Belmores used to have read to them as children. It was a gift Cecil Belmore gave his brothers a couple of years before he disappeared. Quite the conversation piece.
What was the statue's story about?
A young Maharaja prince who sold his kingdom for a single coin, all so he could use it to save the love of his life.
How romantic.
I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing.
Thanks for your time.
Before you go, you wouldn't do me a favour, would you?
What kind of favor?
Well, I was just wondering how that flesh and blood thing is working out for you.
Excuse me?
It's just, and I don't mean to impose, but my eternal frustration is that I have 187 different ways to die in this conservatory, but I was never able to test any of them out. Now that we've all discovered death isn't quite so conclusive, I was wondering if you'd want to help out.
How about how?
Well, we could test out some of the plants on you.
They'd kill me.
Fingers crossed.
The dainty old man's eyes glowed with unrestrained excitement at the mention of murder. His dottery demeanor offered a complete contrast to his apparently homicidal tendencies. He was like a tortoise holding a machine gun.
Now, don't make such a drama out of it. We could put it in a nice pie, and maybe some herbal tea. I know the recipe for a lovely cobbler.
Definitely not. Let's cross that possibility out right now.
I was only asking. Maybe let me know if you change your mind.
I had nothing else to say to the gardener.
Ja. Hätt's mir fast gedacht. Okay. Also hier waren wir überall. Bleibt eigentlich nur noch der Shit hier.
Hold it right there. The dance is about to begin. I shall deal with you afterwards.
Dance Steps. Giant. Prominent. Carousel. Ah, das sind einfach Richtungen. Das sind einfach Richtungen. Aber wir brauchen was zu schreiben.
The skill, the movement, the passion. It certainly gets the blood pumping. Now then, do you have an invitation?
An invitation?
To the waltz. This celebration is only for wedding guests. We have all manner of help running around the house who certainly aren't invited to the festivities. Imagine the smell. If you want to come in, you'll need to retrieve it. Rules are rules, and it's my job to enforce them. I am Mrs. Elaine Craddock, housekeeper of Belmore Manor. Who are you, anyway?
Murphy McCallan. I'm just a visitor.
Evidently.
So, she's...
The lady stood there with a face like a dribbling teapot. She exuded all the warmth of a cup of English tea that had been left out for a week. The wedding guests had gathered around the dance floor waiting for the next waltz to start. They stood with that distinctly stiff restraint that seemed to afflict all the upper classes. 4 pairs of dancers had taken their places on the dance floor. The centerpiece of the dance floor was an elaborate wedding cake, sitting on a wheeled cart and towering over the dancers around it. 4 pairs of... The wedding... They stood with that I didn't need to involve myself in supernatural small talk. I had a love antidote.
Das heißt, ich kann
Stop right there, young man.
Hier nicht
Only guests with invitations are allowed to watch the waltz.
den Waltz nochmal sehen.
Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Oh, are you still here?
Ah, okay.
You need to stop the wedding.
I shall do no such thing. The preparations have begun on the order of Mr. Rackham himself, and I shall see to it personally that his wishes are carried out.
But he wasn't the original groom. He's an imposter.
Another word like that, and I shall have you escorted out of the house.
Good luck trying. I seem to be rather supernaturally stuck here.
Mr. Rackham is a fine man.
Sure.
Motivated, determined, ambitious, rich, and roguishly delectable. Precisely the type of person a well-to-do debutante like Miss Belmore should be marrying.
Not if she doesn't love him.
Love is not important amongst families of blue blood. What matters is lineage, inheritance, and continuity. That last-minute change of heart she had last time was the best decision she ever made. She'll be far better off with Mr. Rackham than she would be with a... sailor.
She sputtered the word with such disgust I half expected her to scrub herself clean afterwards.
I mean, really, what was he going to do for her? Fetch her a fish supper, clear the decks, and sing the sailor's hornpipe? Do you get a funny feeling when your wealth keeps on depleting you should never marry sailors when your funds run low?
Okay.
There are some who think Rackham has duplicitous intentions.
The green-eyed monster. Mr. Rackham is exactly what is needed to get this household back on the straight and narrow.
What do you mean?
I don't like to speak ill of the dead.
Especially now that you're one of them?
Indeed. But I'm afraid that the Belmore brothers were becoming increasingly unusual before their disappearances. Their interests veered away from the economic and turned towards the esoteric. And now look where we are.
You think the Belmore brothers caused you all to be trapped in the house?
Perhaps not directly, but their decisions certainly led to it. To find out the Belmore brothers were inviting sinners into this house when I gave this household the best years of my life.
And the best years of your afterlife now.
I am a servant to serving, but even I have limits.
Okay.
When you talk about sinners in the house, do you mean the parlor witch?
Don't even mention her. Why the Belmores thought to bring her into this house is beyond me. Oh, thank goodness we have Father Foskett trapped with us to keep this house holy.
Where is the parlor witch?
Now don't go seeking her out. You'll only regret it. We barely ever see her, but she's up there in one of the locked rooms, tainting the entire household. I found some of her black candles one day, you know. Who knows what she did with them? Voodoo spells and magic rituals. I confiscated them and put them on top of the fuse box in the cellar. At least if there's a power surge, they can do some good for a change.
I've heard Rackham deals in the occult as well.
What poppycock. Mr. Rackham is a good, honest, hard-working man. The cure for the ailments of this house. Which is why we are cursed to remain here. And it is why a good, honest marriage between Mr. Rackham and Miss Belmore will finally allow us to move on. Just as I wish to do with this entire subject of conversation.
Hey, yeah, sure.
Please, could you let me in to see the waltz?
Certainly not.
You know, you're the second person tonight that won't let me in somewhere. I'm beginning to take this personally.
The guests at this wedding are titans of industry and jewels of the aristocracy. Industrialists from Chicago, magnates from Philadelphia, dukes from England. And you are?
A now unemployed auditor from Yonkers.
Precisely.
Precisely. Darf ich das jetzt nicht nochmal sehen? Ich habe mir gar nichts gemerkt. Ich weiß, dass ein Wort Carousel war. Und das wären die Richtungen gewesen.
How long have you worked at Belmore Manor?
I've been here since the final finial finished off the cupola. Before even the Belmores themselves moved in, I was getting this house ready for them. It is a position I was bred for. I may not have blue blood, but I should think it's at least a shade of plum. I spent 17 years at some of the most prestigious all-girls schools, you see, followed by training in Blenheim Palace for 3 years and subsequent coveted positions with some of the finest families in England.
Well, I'm glad you managed to escape all that and come here.
I can quote you Mrs. Beaton's book of household management in my sleep.
It was an interesting offer, but I couldn't think of any situation where I'd need that, short of terminal insomnia. You must know Belmore Manor quite well.
Like the back of my hand. Built between 1885 and 1888 in a mixture of antebellum and Victorian styles, and designed by the Belmore brothers themselves. Until, of course, they disappeared after living here only a year.
Why did they decide to build it on Devil's Rock?
Well, the island is exceptionally well placed for trade between the United States, Europe, and the Caribbean. When the Belmore brothers were looking to relocate, it was Mr. Rackham who recommended Devil's Rock.
Oh.
It's just a pity about the name.
You speak very highly of Mr. Rackham.
The Belmore brothers may have had expertise in exploration, innovation, and public relations, but it was Mr. Rackham that pulled those 3 threads together into the beautiful business tapestry that benefits us all.
Do you know anything about the treasure of Belmore Manor?
The stuff of whimsy. The Belmore family had their capital invested in stocks and bonds, not hoarded in a heap like some fairy tale dragon. And don't even think about snooping around the house looking for anything, or I shall have you removed from the premises. If anyone would know of a secret treasure hidden in this house, it would be me.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Goodbye.
I had nothing else.
Stop right there, young man. Only guests with invitations are allowed to watch the waltz.
Also dann dürfte ich nochmal. So, Carousel, irgendwas mit V. Es war nicht Weins, aber so ähnlich. Noch 2 Sachen. Okay, also wir brauchen eine Invitation. Und hier hat die Damen bei den beiden mit den Revolvern. Das Einzige, was mir jetzt gerade einfällt, was wir tun könnten, ist den Jungen erstmal fragen, was es mit den Treppen auf sich hat.
Hello, Sebastian. I heard some of the other ghosts talking about a boy playing in the staircase room. That was you, wasn't it?
Sure was. How did you know?
In truth, the description of wayward whelp was the giveaway. But as long as Sebastian knew something I didn't, I needed to contain my annoyance. Lucky guess. Do you know how to get through the staircase room?
Oh, sure. I know every route in this house. You've got to be as good at hide and seek as I am. I bet I could beat you without even leaving this room.
Sebastian, I really need to get through the staircase room. Could you tell me how to do it?
Well, are you any good at hide and seek?
Excuse me?
Because I could tell you how to get through the staircase room. If you can beat me, hider or seeker, I'd beat you at either.
Okay.
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis. I won't even leave the room.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
Ist er hinter dem Curtain? Kann ich irgendwas anderes anklicken? Nee.
Are you behind the curtain?
Boo! Too easy. I just wish this was more of a challenge.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back for a rematch?
You hide.
Great.
Ich habe jetzt die Vermutung, dass er dann nicht mehr in der Kiste ist.
4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I...
Boo!
Ja. Stecken wir uns mal, aber dann werde ich ihn das
Better luck
Cheatens
next time.
züchtigen.
Another win for me.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back.
You seek, I'll hide.
You're on. 1 Mississippi. 2
Hiding inside a locked chest might have... I was far too
3
big.
Mississippi.
Gazing into the portraits...
4 Mississippi. Hey, where'd you go? You're meant to hide somewhere in this. That still counts as a win for me.
Ja, die Türen sind dazu. Ich bezichtige ihn
Hello,
jetzt
Sebastian.
des Cheatens.
You must be cheating.
How could I cheat?
I don't know, you're a ghost. Can't you dematerialize or something?
This isn't a bedtime story, you know. I may be a ghost, but I still touch things just like you.
Okay.
You seek...
You're 1 Mississippi.
The door was
2
locked.
Mississippi.
The door was...
3 Mississippi.
The door was
4
locked.
Mississippi. 5 Mississippi.
Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a
Ready or not, here I come.
I didn't want to... Hiding inside a locked chest might have been fine for a ghost, but a
Found you.
goodie for you.
You didn't even make it hard. Maybe I...
Okay. Hat irgendwas mit dem Curtain auf der anderen Seite zu tun? Die Sheets.
I looked behind the curtains. I didn't want to damage...
Ja, aber wir könnten sie schon mitnehmen.
There was nothing. Hello, Sebastian.
Back for...
You hide.
Grit.
1 Mississippi, 2 Miss, 3 Misses, 4, 5 Miss. Ready or not, here I... I didn't need... I did... The chest wasn't locked.
Ja, aber könnte ich sie locken? Das war gerade so meine Idee. Nichts, was irgendwie Sinn macht. Hier reinstecken?
I didn't want...
Okay, keine Ahnung, wie das geht.
Boo. Again.
Ich will nur wissen, was hat er gesagt, als ich
Hello,
an die Curtains wollte?
You see,
You're 1 Mississippi.
thick red curtain. I was far too big to fit
2
behind the...
Mississippi.
I was far...
3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi.
That did...
Ready or
I
not,
could-
here I
Nope.
come.
Damn it.
Found you.
Goodie...
You didn't even make it hard.
ich hier irgendwas, um mich zu verstecken? Okay, hier kommen wir nicht weiter. Hier kommen wir ja quasi auch nicht weiter. Das Einzige, was mir gerade einfällt, wäre, ob das wirklich mit dem Regenschirm da oben klappt. Den Sachen kann ich nichts nach da oben machen.
There was nothing else in the... As a child, I'd once watched a traveling circus act calling himself the Great Balancerio amble his way across a high wire with only a parasol to keep him steady. With absolutely zero practice and infinitely more chance of death, it was now my turn to try it. Oh well, here goes.
Erst nur, weil man das auf dem Bild gesehen hat, finde ich es ganz cool, aber krass, dass er es einfach versucht.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Okay. Oh, and gone.
That was a close one. While I may have lost the parasol, I did have one thing on Balancerio. I accomplished my stunt without having to wear a leotard. Now that I'd risked my life to get across the cable, a cable from the lightning...
Okay, abnehmen kann ich es auch nicht, ne? Nicht wirklich. Okay. So.
There was no way to reach the weather vane, but despite that, I noticed something curious. No matter the drain pipe had twisted, there was no way, no matter which way the wind blew, the weather vane stayed fixed in position.
Okay.
The drain pipe had twisted and now pointed straight up to the sky, empty of everything but moss. A piece of rusted drain... That wasn't going... Nope. I needed to think... That didn't...
Vielleicht reinstecken oder so. Laden einfach mal.
I needed to...
Ja, ein bisschen Luft. Ich hab...
That didn't work.
Schade. Stochern bringt ja auch nichts. Ne?
That wasn't going to work.
Ich weiß gar nicht, wo die hinführen soll bisher. Aber egal, gehen wir ins Cupola. Rights Corridor. Ja, okay, dann kommen wir wieder durch die Tür rein.
It was a marble bust. The face reminded me of a man I used to buy milk from. From the neck up, he looked like an Italian nobleman. From the neck down, he'd wear denim dungarees and nothing else. It probably wasn't the same guy. I wouldn't say I have many phobias, but spiders are definitely one of them. And after hearing about the size of the spiders living in the bayou, I wasn't about to start touching the spider webs with my bare hands.
Dafür haben wir ja den Featherduster.
Using the feather duster, I began sweeping away the spiders and their webs from a relatively safe distance.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I had... And after hearing...
Okay. Let's go. Trunk. Okay, also das funktioniert alles.
Now that it was free of spiders, I opened the trunk. Searching through the trunk, I found blankets, bedding, tablecloths, and tucked up in the corner, a delicate lace veil. There was nothing else of interest in the trunk.
So, hat er schon? Jo.
It was an ornate wedding veil made of delicate lace.
Okay, wir haben eine Sache gefunden.
Looking through the telescope, all I could see was a blur. I soon realized why. A telescope without a lens wasn't going to be much use.
Bräuchten wir eine Linse.
That didn't...
Der Globus.
The globe looked more decorative than functional, like a chihuahua with a bow tie.
Ja, da kann irgendwie nichts. Dann haben wir es ja hier schon. Aber jetzt haben wir auch nur den Veil gefunden. Ah, die Tür ist jetzt auf. Okay. Jetzt können wir den da hinlegen. Bringt das schon was?
I placed the veil on the dresser. There were 4 items left. It was the top of the It was no use. She was...
Also das war jetzt nur abgeben. Interesting. Hat sie noch was Neues zu sagen?
I thought it best to leave Cordelia.
Das bleibt wahrscheinlich zu.
The door...
Das war weiterhin der Junge, I guess. Oh. Keine Ahnung, wie ich den besiegen soll. Fireplace gibt's noch, ne?
Without a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative, and yet, standing in front of it, I could feel a breeze. I needed to think of something else.
Nichts, was Sinn macht. Okay. Ich hab nirgendwo weiter. So, das ist Schwachsinn.
No amount of force.
Du lässt mich gar nichts mehr machen ohne Invitation.
I had nothing.
Nö.
Good evening, Father Foskett.
Hello again.
I've heard there's a witch in the house.
I'm afraid you've heard correctly. A terrible lapse in judgment on the part of the Belmore brothers, I'm afraid. And now look at what's happened.
Who is she?
I don't rightly know, but she must have something to do with this evil state we find ourselves in.
I went to the Power Witch once. Asked her to get in touch with an old college friend of mine, Chuck Monroe.
Playing at witchcraft? Why am I not surprised?
Did it work?
We tried using a spirit board to reach him, but all that came out was unreadable conglomerations of letters. Absolute nonsense.
So she couldn't really contact the dead?
Oh, she might have made contact with him just fine. Chuck was severely dyslexic, so there's really no way to tell.
Okay.
I best...
God.
I had nothing else.
Okay, wir könnten halt hier was machen, wenn wir irgendwie an Wasser oder ähnliches kommen.
The fire beneath the pot was already...
Ja. Die Candles burn. Ah. Ach, dann am schwarzen Wachs für einen Record. Ah.
I dropped the candles into the empty pot hanging in the fireplace. They soon began to melt and bubble. Double, toil and trouble.
Goodness gracious! That isn't more satanic sorcery, is it?
I'm sorry, I was just quoting Macbeth.
Well, don't.
Wait, don't.
The pot contained melted wax.
So, record.
Carefully, I dipped the record into the molten candle wax. Once pulled out, the thin layer of wax rapidly cooled, leaving me with a blank, reset record.
Nice.
The pot was practically empty again, with only a few drops.
Okay, also dafür waren die Music Room. Well, hello.
I placed the freshly reset record back on the recording machine. Excuse me, Ezra, could you play the wedding march?
A request? Sure thing, Murphy.
Thank you very much. I clicked off the machine and picked up the newly recorded record.
Okay, also den Record haben wir schon mal. Ja, nochmal hoch. Aber wir bräuchten ja noch das Horn, damit das überhaupt abspielt. Right.
I placed the record into the phonograph. Still, without a horn, it wasn't going to play.
Idee. Müsste doch eigentlich wieder in das Socket was rein, was den Blitz abkriegen kann. Das ist nicht besser.
With a spark of inspiration that worried even me, I decided to test whether I could improvise a replacement for the lightning rod, breaking all manner of building codes in the process.
Ja, es funktioniert. Wir haben Strom. Ich wollte gerade sagen, wir haben Strom im Keller. Let's go back. To the cellar. Scheiße, ist so geil, ne? So. Was kann man hier jetzt tun? Switch drücken?
I flipped the switch, but nothing happened. It seemed the barrel... I couldn't do... The wire had corroded into the fuse box. I pulled at the wire with the pliers and managed to dislodge it from the fuse box.
Also wir uns aber Strom über Blitze, die permanent
A
einschlagen.
surge of electricity from the lightning strike, the barrel lift came to life, disappearing into the water, then rising up to the hatch above. So this was how they loaded barrels in and out of the cellar. I needed to use the switch to operate the... I flipped the switch and the barrel lift ground to a halt.
Aber jetzt kann ich schon da drüber hergehen, oder?
I needed to use the... It was an electric machine. I needed to...
Okay, da geht's nur um was ich rausschippe. Hä?
That was going to be the perfect container to scoop the water out, but I needed a way to automate it.
Echt?
With extraordinary fortune, the porcelain chamber pot fitted neatly into the decorative ironwork of the barrel lift.
Okay.
I flipped the switch and the barrel lift started up again. Held by the barrel lift, the chamber pot plunged beneath the surface, scooping up the murky floodwater, then carrying it to the ground level hatch above. With time, the jury-rigged machine began bailing the cellar like a sailor trying to save a sinking dinghy.
Ich wollte sagen, das dauert aber doch die ganze Nacht. Oder noch länger. Ja, sicher. Na, schon klar.
Now that I had my contraption working, I thought I'd leave the barrel lift running, just in case the...
Okay. Also können wir hier auch eigentlich nichts mehr machen.
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was... Now that the wire was loose, I no longer needed the pliers to remove it.
Okay, also das ist done. Ich dachte, man kann hier vielleicht noch andere machen. Ja, okay. Dann ist das jetzt nicht mehr notwendig. Ja, cool. Dann haben wir doch gleich hier ein ganz neues Dingen.
Wine racks were largely... There was nothing large that I needed to move. It was a hand truck, used for shuffling. All of the smaller barrels I could see were rotted and empty. The cellar was lined with barrel after... It was a Brobdingnagian barrel that put all the other barrels to shame. I turned the spigot, and rum began to pour out. If I wanted some, I needed something to carry it in.
Ah nein, jetzt habe ich den Bot nicht mehr. Ah, die Bottle. Immer noch. Bottle. Okay, jetzt kann ich ihm Rum geben.
With the bottle positioned beneath it, I turned the spigot. The grotesque face began spewing out rum like it was 2 a.m. on Bourbon Street.
Okay. Nee, warte mal, was war denn noch mit Alkohol? Ist die Pflanze? Um an den Dornen vorbeizukommen? Die hatten nichts mit Alkohol, der nicht. Versuch's mal einmal bei ihm. Ich finde das ja geil und gib mir sein Horn. Komm ja nur einen rumholen.
Can I top you off, Colonel?
Oh, excellent. What do you have there?
Belmore rum, aged 33 years.
Wonderful. Fill her up. I much prefer rum to that hoity-toity champagne they serve. Rum is a man's drink. I'll save this for the toast later.
Do you think that's a good idea, Colonel?
I certainly do. You know, Foster, I've had about enough of your sanctimonious prattling. I try to sit here and enjoy myself, and all I hear is the droning of a long-winded clergyman.
I'm not droning. You just don't like to face the truth. My sanctimonious prattling, as you so ungratefully call it, is all that stands between your unrighteous life and a subsequent consignment to the fiery gates.
You know, that must be it. It's a revelation, an epiphany. All these years I've been thinking I've been in limbo, wondering why I haven't moved on to the pearly gates or the raging fires, and now I've realized.
What have you realized?
I must be in hell right now, and listening to you is my torture. Well, that's it. I can't bear any more. There! Now I can't hear a word you say.
Infantile.
Well, I should certainly hope she does.
It was a glass of rum.
Leave it there, boy. I'm saving it for the toast.
Good evening, Colonel.
What? I think he decided to take up unicycling, actually.
I had nothing else.
Okay. Yay! Got something. Übrigens, wir machen das mal schön. Vernünftig. Ich hätte auf die andere Seite rausgehen können. Egal.
With a bit of improvisation, I have fixed the ear trumpet to the phonograph in place of the broken horn. Now I just needed the remaining wedding items before I started it up. I didn't want to play the music until
Dann versuche ich es doch nochmal mit Keller, Rum und Pflanze. Jo. More Rum. Was? Fehlt dann noch der
I
Ring?
refilled the bottle, but as the rum neared its neck, the flow turned to dribbles. That must have been the last of it.
Ah, man kann nur zwei Laden haben. Okay. Jetzt fehlt noch der Ring und der Kuchen. Ring, Kuchen, Rose. Holen wir doch jetzt erst die Rose. Ich vermute mal, das hat jetzt damit zu tun. Schon ein sehr guter Hinweis, dass man nur zweimal rumholen kann. Da.
I emptied the rum onto the thorns and waited.
Tada.
There was only one rose left. I needed to be more delicate than ripping it out of the flower bed.
Schere.
Delicately, I cut the stem and picked up the last rose in the house.
Okay. Mal die auch weg. Das war not. Ist schön ordentlich. Wenn man nicht so schnell laufen könnte, würde ich das nicht machen.
I placed the rose in the vase. There were 2 items left.
Okay, kriegen wir erst noch der Invitation und Wedding Ring erst, wenn wir den Jungen verarschen. Oder seinen Hide and Seek rausfinden. Ja. Keine neuen Items. Ich wüsste jetzt nicht, wie ich den Jungen verarschen soll. Bleibt ja nur die Invitation. Da müssten wir jetzt irgendwas machen können, dass die sich nicht treffen. Damit hier irgendwas passiert. Weil das eine halt nicht trifft. Kann ich irgendwas an den Dingern verändern? Zange wäre ein bisschen blöd.
I needed.
Okay. Need? Klingt immer gut.
That wasn't going to work. Nope. That wasn't going to work.
Weiter sagen. Das macht alles wenig Sinn. Bleibt mir nur
Would you
hier,
like a rematch of the.
What a boys?
hier was anders machen.
Not yet, McCallum. Not yet. Not yet,
Warum kann ich was anders machen? Also warum kann ich das überhaupt
I
machen?
didn't need to.
Ich hab meine Items.
I did.
Jetzt immer. Das ist eine
I didn't need to cut that.
Nee.
I didn't.
Das hat keinen Sinn.
Without the twins catching on, I ran the button magnet across the mound of bullets and saw they began to wobble. The shot must have been an alloy of lead and something ferrous. That didn't work. Stealthily, I took the button magnet from my pocket and affixed it to the end of the ramrod. With its small size, it could barely be spotted.
Okay. Also jetzt hängt sie hier am Ramrod und ich kann die Kugel wieder rausholen.
One at a time,
Okay. Powder rein. Shot rein.
Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod. When the ramrod emerged, the magnet I'd attached brought the shot with it.
Nice.
With the prestidigitation of a magician, I dropped it discreetly back into the shot tub. To anyone else, the pistols appeared to be properly loaded.
Okay.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire!
You missed. You missed too.
You both missed. Are you sure the pistol's fired?
I don't see any bullet holes. The pistols must not have been loaded properly.
Come on, Murphy, this is important. We're not playing games here.
My mistake. I'll load them correctly next time. It seemed that without bullet holes, my sabotage wasn't going to work. Inspired by the pistol duel, a plan began to form in my head. With 2 wooden carvings on either side of the room, I could bore a rough hole in each of them. My, look at the carving. All wooden and carved and wooden.
Achso, macht gleich
Yes,
beide.
these certainly are some of the most carved pieces of wood I've ever had the privilege of seeing.
The most carved. They're well carved. Damn, they're carved.
When I was finished, they looked passably like bullet holes.
Okay, let's do it again.
Would you like a rematch?
What, boy?
Okay, ich habe den Magneten noch nicht mehr.
One at a time.
Also der hängt da noch dran.
I then dropped. Finally, I patted the content.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire!
I'm not hit. Well, neither am I.
You both missed. Are you sure the pistol's fired?
Look, there's a bullet hole in the carving. And in the carving over there.
So what does that mean? Who lost?
Looks like you both did.
Then who's going to accompany Miss LaRue?
I think the lady's words were, if you miss, you're not the man for me.
But we both missed.
He's right. If you're both losers, I can't take either of you to the wedding. I'm not dating a man that can't shoot straight.
Tallulah, we can talk about this. Give us another chance.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up. Here, Murphy. You can have this.
Ah, okay.
I won't be needing it anymore.
Hey. An invitation. Belmore family cordially invite you and one guest to attend the union of Miss Abigail Belmore and her betrothed to take place on the evening of All Hallows Eve, 1899, at the stately Belmore Manor on Devil's Rock, Louisiana. Please bring this invitation with you for a spirited evening of dancing and merriment in celebration of the eternal soulmates. Yours sincerely, the Belmore family.
It was an invitation card for the Belmore Manor wedding. It was an invitation to the waltz in the Belmore Manor ballroom.
Okay. Also können wir damit da rein. Ja, gehen wir mal zur Wedding, ne? Zum Waltz.
I had nothing. You know, it's funny, I completely forgot I had the invitation on me the whole time. It's these vest pockets. They're much bigger than they look. Seriously, you wouldn't believe the number of things I've been carrying around with me tonight.
You have an invitation?
It'd be rude not to show my face.
Are you absolutely sure about that? I'm sure our guests could survive without beholding the sight of your singular visage. You see, as the housekeeper, it is my job to ensure that only guests of the highest class are in attendance.
How kind of you to think so highly of me.
Look, just don't try burping the alphabet or announcing when you're going to the lavatory.
Okay. Hey, we got in. Okay. Was else ist hier? Noch hochgehen.
I didn't need to involve myself in The dancers were too far.
Please keep clear of the dance floor.
Chill mal auf dein Leben.
Walking around the upstairs mezzanine, I found myself in a small balcony overlooking the dance floor, where a tabletop of placards had been set out. At the side, a board marked dance steps looked like it would hold the placards in a chosen order, directing the dance below. All I had to do was set it up, then ring the bell.
Ah, okay, es macht jetzt Sinn rauszufinden, was ist. Damit wir wahrscheinlich irgendwie den Kuchen umstürzen. Es gibt noch Progress und Promenade. Oh, es sind mehr als 4. Oh. Nicht nur für Richtung. Ich dachte, das wäre das Ding. Es hat auf jeden Fall angefangen mit Joyette. Daran erinnere ich mich. Promenade. Ich schreibe mir das gerade mal auf. Ich muss mir irgendwas damit tun. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich den richtigen Weg wieder brauche. So, kann ich noch irgendwas anderes machen? Oh.
They were too far away. I couldn't reach the wedding cake. The centerpiece of the dance floor was an elaborate wedding cake, sitting on a wheeled cart and towering over the dancers around.
Promenade. Joyette. Joyette ist hoch. Karussell ist stehen bleiben. Postbar rechts. Okay. Okay, Moment. Jetzt habe ich irgendwas nicht verstanden.
The dancers moved around the dance floor like clockwork soldiers, and with their movements, the cart holding the wedding cake could be pushed around too.
Wir haben es schon verstanden. Das machen wir nochmal. Joyette ist hoch. Karussell ging nicht. Das war nur einmal knicken. Progress ist rechts. Bein ist links. Karussell ist aber auch links. Promenade ist runter. Joyette war wieder hoch. Und Vince ging nicht nach links, weil die links stand. Warum hat Karussell sich oben nicht bewegt? Mit Karussell anfangen. Karussell ist stehen bleiben. Nee. Ich verwirrt. What? Hä?
That wasn't going to. That wouldn't work.
Ah, shit. Okay. Jetzt zweimal Karussell und wir wissen, was passiert. Nämlich zweimal Jolette. Wie ne? Progress. Und Promenade. Das Karussell ist irgendwie auf der Stelle. Juliette hoch. Juliette nochmal hoch geht nicht. Links, nochmal links geht nicht. Progress rechts und runter. Die Karussell ist einfach Stillstand. Das ist das Ding. Okay. Machen wir. Also dann haben wir die Richtung doch raus. Aber dann muss Karussell Stillstand sein. Ich weiß aber nicht, warum man da Stillstand will. Und wenn die halt am Rand sind, dann können sie halt nicht nochmal in die Richtung gehen. Ja, eigentlich müssen sie ja nur hoch. Nach links. Dann müssen sie aber... Wie schiebe ich es denn dann nochmal nach links? Ich kann es höchstens runter, links... Warte mal, wir gehen erst nach... Was sind die hier mal schieben, die äußeren? Also die näher dran sind am Ausgang. Also gehen wir erst nach Progress, nach rechts. Dann runter, Promenade. Also nach rechts, dann schieben sie den einen runter. Stehen da drüber. Dann müssten sie einmal hoch. Nee, dann brauchen sie ja nicht runter. Das ist ja Quatsch. Moment. Runter. Müssen sie nochmal nach rechts. Geht nicht. Oh, shit. Okay, wir müssen zweimal anders. Wir müssen zweimal nach links auf jeden Fall. Dafür müssten die aber erst einmal... Ja, die können nicht schon daneben stehen. Das heißt, einmal nach... Nur einmal rechts. Und wir haben nur einmal runter. Aber wir haben zweimal hoch. Also ich gehe erst runter, dann nach rechts. So, dann haben die den da... Nee. Andersrum. Das rechts dann runter.
There was.
Ja, ja. So, dann schieben sie ihn hier hin. Und stehen auf den weißen Feldern. Der steht hier. Das ist nicht gut. Ich kann es nicht auslösen. Gerade so blöd, mir das vorzustellen. So, da kann ich ja jetzt nicht mehr neben in dem Moment. Genau, das Problem ist, okay, die rechten beiden sind die nach links und rechts schieben können. Nur die. Das müssen die aber vorher machen. Also gehen wir...
There was all. The board had 8. I could.
Ja. So. Also gehen wir erst... runter und zweimal nach links, was nicht geht. Aber wir gehen erst runter, einmal nach links Karussell kann ich, glaube ich, einfügen, wie ich will. Also, ist ja völlig irrelevant. Runter und nach links. Dann steht das Ding wenigstens hier. Die stehen aber dann auf diesen schwarzen Feldern. Dann müssten wir einmal nach rechts. Das haben wir auch noch einmal. Einmal nach rechts. Stehen sie wieder so. Cake steht hier. Müssten sie aber nochmal nach rechts. Das geht. Wenn sie dann hochgehen, schieben sie es ganz woanders hin, ne? Oh Gott. Okay. Ich schreibe es mir auf. Wir haben einmal unten, wir haben einmal rechts, wir haben zweimal links, zweimal hoch, zweimal Karussell. So. Das heißt, wir haben zweimal links, aber die brauchen wir ja auch. Hä? Für mich gerade nicht. So, wenn ich jetzt erst... Vielleicht sollten wir nicht mit runter oder rechts starten, aber weil wir es nur einmal
That
haben.
didn't work.
Ich könnte aber mit zweimal Karussell starten.
There wasn't much.
So. Dann sind die einfach mal raus. Gehen wir erst nach oben und dann nach links. Dann haben sie es geschoben. Dann steht das hier. Und die stehen auf den Dingern. So. Ja, stehen die auf den weißen. Der Weg steht einen weiter links. Dann müssten wir runter. Oder rechts. Nee, rechts. Runter. Links. Deswegen nochmal nach oben. Ah, nee, ich glaube, Karussell muss dann auch ans Ende. So, hoch. Links. Ah, nee, rechts war dann doof. Ah, okay, aber die Idee funktioniert. Gut, aber die sollen am Ende stehen bleiben. Die sollen am Ende nicht noch einen Move machen, wenn ich fertig bin.
I need.
Das heißt, da brauchen wir
There
es
was.
wahrscheinlich so. Gut, war jetzt gar nicht so doof. Gehen hoch, gehen nach links. Dann stehen sie drumherum. Dann müssten sie... Wir gehen hoch, wir gehen nach links. Steht hier der Cake zwischen den beiden. Dann müssten sie runter. Dann nach... Stehen sie wieder so wie jetzt um den Cake herum. Dann nach hoch, ja, nach rechts, hoch, nach links. Hoch, links, runter, rechts. Ah, nee, shit. Ich bin jetzt sogar zu blöd für das. Wir müssen zweimal links treffen, und zwar im richtigen Moment. Deswegen glaube ich, ist hoch links nicht verkehrt, weil hoch haben wir zweimal. Das heißt, nur die hier sind falsch. Wir können nach links nicht direkt nach rechts, dann kann ich ja nur links und runter austauschen.
There wasn't much.
Hier nach oben können sie nicht. Kann ich nach rechts. Das geht nicht. Ich habe jetzt gerade nicht drüber nachgedacht. Einfach anders hingestellt. Hoch geht nicht. Rechts ist wieder Quatsch. War runter, rechts, hoch und dann nach links. Doch, das war richtig. Wo hat's gehakt? Runter, rechts, hoch. Links, runter, rechts. Ja, nee, dann nochmal rechts. Ich komme dann nicht nochmal rüber. Das ist das Problem. Weil ich komme nicht zweimal nach rechts. Wenn ich einmal nach links schiebe, komme ich nicht nochmal nach rechts. Hä? Ich habe nur zweimal hoch, zweimal links, einmal rechts, einmal runter. Wenn ich hier zurückgehe, dann komme ich hier wieder runter. Wenn ich oben bin und hier bin, ja, wieder runter. Okay. Die spielen das immer durch. Irgendwas noch verändern.
I had nothing.
Das ist nichts, was ich verändern könnte. Ich glaube, das ist einfach ein Rätsel, was ich jetzt lösen muss. Also. Ich kann, wenn ich erst nach rechts gehe, kann ich es nicht nach links verschieben. Das ist keine Chance. Nein, das ist keine Chance. Wenn ich erst runter gehe und dann nach links, versuchen wir es. Runter, links. Dann schieben sie es rüber. Was steht zwischen denen? Runter und noch links. Stehen sie da und da. In den Ecken. Nicht hoch. Ich bin da nicht raus. Ne, nach rechts wäre wieder dumm. Nach rechts ist immer dumm. Ich komme ja nicht, wenn ich einmal nach links gegangen bin, komme ich nicht mehr zweimal nach rechts. Das macht keinen Sinn. Wann muss ich denn nach rechts? Am Anfang vielleicht. Nee, da kann ich gar nichts verändern. Das macht keinen Sinn. Kann das Karussell noch was anderes? Guck mal, was passiert denn, wenn ich sage immer hoch Karussell, runter Karussell? Was passiert dann? Da hat Karussell nochmal das Gleiche gemacht. Karussell macht die gleiche... Ah, Karussell, so Wiederholung. Ah, okay. Okay. Das ist gar nicht nur dumm rumstehen. Das war nur vorhin dumm rumstehen, weil sie nicht mehr in die gleiche Richtung nochmal konnten. Okay, dann haben wir ja doch zweimal rechts, wenn wir wollen. Okay, dann machen wir nochmal hoch. Ups. Hoch, links, runter, rechts, Wiederholung, hoch, links, Wiederholung. Dann ist es mein erster Plan, nur jetzt habe ich einen rechts mehr. Also hoch, links, runter. Rechts. Karussell nochmal rechts. Ja. Hoch, links, nochmal links. Nice. Tada. Let's
Heading
get
down from the
cake.
mezzanine, I saw what I was after. The cake cart had been pushed off the dance floor and into reach.
Okay, das wird so nicht gehen, oder?
I couldn't cut a slice out of the wedding cake with my bare hands.
Nein, das klappt nicht.
If Mrs. Craddock saw me cutting the cake, I was pretty sure I'd end up being the next thing the knife was used on.
Okay.
Nope. That wasn't going... That wasn't going... The dancers were too... I didn't need to involve... I had nothing...
Kann ich sie...
What do you think of this feather duster?
Are you volunteering to help clean the house?
Oh, I'm a bit busy.
Of course you are.
Okay.
I didn't think...
Wasche.
I didn't think... I didn't think...
Alles einfach abstechen.
I didn't think... That wasn't going...
Okay. Was heißt hier unten?
No.
Nichts mehr.
Now that the wedding cake was off the dance floor, I did...
Okay, müssen wir nichts mehr machen. Also ich muss sie irgendwie ablenken. Erzählt was mit dem Feather Duster. Maid? Kann ich die Maid dazu bringen, sie da wegzuholen?
I thought it best to leave...
Hier den Feather Duster wiedergeben?
I decided to keep the feather duster hidden. Have you seen this brooch before?
Isn't that Miss Belmore's?
Yes, I'm just borrowing it.
I hope you asked first.
No, I didn't. Was mit den Dingern machen?
I did. The maid's cart stood in the corner of the corridor, piled... I didn't need to disturb Cord...
Okay, das kann ich nicht nochmal machen. Okay. Vielleicht brauche ich die Sheets irgendwie. Noch keine Linse. Vielleicht die Flasche?
I needed to... Nope. The face reminded me from the neck. It...
Ich habe etwas Neues. Was machen wir? Machen wir. Könnten wir versuchen,
Hello,
mit dem Ding
Bet
zu
for a
nerven?
rematch?
You have
Great.
1 Missis, 2 Missis, 3 Missis, 4 Missis, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not?
Wir könnten einmal mit dem Windfahren versuchen, den...
Nope.
Ja?
I didn't need to. I didn't have.
Shit.
I need. I didn't want to.
Nee, nicht ein Hole. Ja, ich wollte das irgendwie so machen. So kann ich hier noch was machen.
It was a small leather pouch with. Currently, it was empty.
Jetzt mal anfangen.
The door was locked.
Aber nur wieder abhauen, ne? Nee, jetzt bleibt er versteckt.
Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a shudder through me, and I realized it must have been a portrait.
Was hat der gesagt? Der alte Mann hat doch irgendwas gesagt. Irgendwie der... Wie hat er den Jungen in dem Trunk eingeschlossen? Oh, sie ist ganz allein.
I had nothing.
Sagt er nicht.
Good evening.
What the fuck?
What?
Ah.
Potatoes, onions, and corned beef.
So. So der Hinweis, dass da der Ring ist, dass man es nicht vergessen hat, hätte ich jetzt mal behauptet. Not much left to do. Blablabrate. Die Idee wäre jetzt, dass man irgendwie den Jungen in der... dass man die Kiste schließt. Wir haben... Mal das aus, wir haben ja nichts, um die Kiste zu schließen.
I didn't need to cut that. That wasn't... I didn't... I couldn't do... No. I didn't need... I could...
Boo! Too easy. I just
Hello.
bet for a
See you around.
Bye.
Jetzt müssen wir die Kiste vorher aufmachen.
The trunk with... Hello, Sebastian.
Bet for
You hide, I'll...
great.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
Es ist, wenn er jetzt in der Kiste ist, war es ja so easy.
Boo!
Shit. Ach, das war der Trick. Nein. Ah.
Better luck next time.
Also entweder muss ich schaffen, dass die Kiste zu bleibt. Dafür bräuchte ich aber noch ein Item. Ich kann die hier nicht nochmal weglassen.
The door was...
Kann man da was wegnehmen?
Thick red curtains were...
Ja, indem ich einfach die
I
Curtains...
looked behind the curtain.
Kann ich da nicht was mitnehmen?
I didn't... I could...
Kann ich mit dem Band die festbinden? Das aber dieser Hinweis mit den Curtains?
That wasn't going to...
Shit. Ich will ja nur irgendwie festmachen.
That wasn't going to work. I didn't have time for... That didn't... I didn't...
Ja. Shit. Das kann die so irgendwie da festmachen, dass sie aussehen wie auf der anderen Seite. Dann kann sich dahinter nicht verstecken. Irgendein Item. Hier ist nichts. Hier ist nichts. Ich kann da halt das Band nicht abmachen. Das war gerade meine Idee.
That wasn't going to...
Aber das will er ja nicht. Ach, kann ich das Seil jetzt oben abmachen? Ich muss ja nicht mehr drüber herlaufen.
Now that I'd risked... I didn't want to.
Ach nee, das braucht man für Strom und.
I didn't want to break the cable.
Shit. Okay, was ist mit der Drain? Ich auch nichts machen, wir alles schon ausprobiert.
I needed to think of something.
Ist nichts anderes.
I couldn't get back across.
Ja.
A piece of rusted drain pipe had detached from. The drain pipe had twisted and now pointed straight up to the sky, empty of everything but moss.
Zum Reinschmeißen. Vielleicht mal eine Linse.
I couldn't do. A telescope was pointed out the open window, looking through the telescope, all I could see. I soon realized why. A telescope without.
Noch mehr Schwingbeben weg.
I didn't need to. I didn't need. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't need. I did. I didn't need.
So, das war nee, ich glaube, ich kann hier nichts mehr machen. So. Oh, shit, war noch was. Fireplace vielleicht? Also da stand jetzt bei dem einen war nichts mehr, aber... Schon keinen Sinn. Nee. Oh, vielleicht aber das sein mitnehmen.
If I was going to find the ghost boy, I needed to cheat.
Okay, das ist jetzt der erste Tipp. Ja, das habe ich verstanden.
I didn't.
Aber wie soll ich cheaten? Wie soll ich cheaten? Das heißt, ich kann schon cheaten. Ich mich verstecke. Ich passe nicht in seine Verstecke. Okay, was soll heißen, ich soll cheaten? How the fuck should I cheat? Das ist nichts, was ich mache. Oh nein, nein, nein. Ach so, mit ihr konnte ich ja noch reden.
Good evening, Miss LaRue.
Why, hello again, Murphy.
Where did the Talagula twins head off to?
Ugh, who cares? What a pair of duds they turned out to be. Say, Murphy, you wouldn't happen to be romantically unattached, would you?
Tallulah looked at me like she was homing in on her next prey. She was a killer combination of brains, beauty, and a psychopathic lack of empathy. You know, I'm really not looking for anything like that right now.
Pity.
Damn it.
I best be wrong.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta von now. Was hier drin?
I didn't need to search for a book right now. It was a wood.
Schade. Das Kabel wieder mitnehmen.
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was wiser not to do any more rewire.
Ausschneiden wollte ich ja schon.
I didn't want to cut the wire. Now that I had my contraption work.
Sonst nichts.
Wine racks adorned. The wine racks were largely. The wine racks. There was nothing large that I needed to move. That didn't. Nope. That wasn't going. I didn't need to do. I didn't. That wasn't. There was no rum left in the barrel. I turned the spigot, but nothing came out. The barrel must have been empty. It was a Brobdig.
Also. Ich bin sehr aufgeschmissen. Aber kein Tipp. Eigentlich will ich keinen Tipp. Schon lange nicht mehr geredet. Ich habe was vergessen. Piano.
Good evening, Ezra.
Hello, Murphy.
When you say Southern Belle from Hell, do you mean Tallulah?
That's her, the Black Widow of the Bayou.
What's wrong with her?
Well, she has a reputation, doesn't she?
A reputation for what?
Murder.
Okay.
Tallulah is a murderess?
Now, don't be getting me caught up in a slander suit, but behind those demure, blush cheeks is the mind of an absolute psychopath. She's been engaged 3 times. Each of her fiancés died in ridiculous circumstances.
Did she murder them for money?
That can't even be the motive. You'd think she'd go ahead and marry them, so all their worldly goods become each other's, right? But her family's already got more money than honeybees got buzz. And she finishes them off before they've even booked a venue. I think she just does it for the thrill.
Someone should really tell her about wing walking.
Shit, das ist noch ein bisschen Info.
I should get
See her?
my piano repertoire. I needed to use the recording machine. The pianist wouldn't have been happy with me rifling through his belongings.
Aber warum kann ich das?
Nope.
Warum spielt er eine Rolle? Aber ich wusste nicht, was ich damit machen soll. Das macht ja gar keinen Sinn. Hier noch was. Haben wir mal lange nicht geredet.
I had nothing else to say to the gardener.
Schade.
I couldn't see anything alive in the plant pot. That didn't. I could. Examining the overgrowth.
Boah, bin ich aufgeschmissen.
I had nothing else to say to her.
Sie macht manchmal so, Schmerz.
I couldn't cut. While Mrs. Craddock rubbed her temples, I had a moment of opportunity. I knew I wasn't supposed to cut the cake if I wasn't the groom, but these were unusual circumstances.
Hey, okay.
It was a slice of wedding cake from a wedding.
Scheiße.
I didn't need another slice.
Did you just touch the wedding cake?
Certainly not. I was just admiring it.
I should hope so. If I catch you with so much as a crumb on your fingers, you will be in serious trouble.
Okay, we did it. Das ist cool. Das hilft mir aber nicht, den Jungen zu verarschen. Wie soll ich cheaten? Bring mal den Cake weg.
I placed the wedding cake on. There was just one. It was the. I didn't need.
Okay, ich kann die auch nicht wieder mitnehmen.
It was the top. Excuse me. It was no use.
Okay. Muss ich den Jungen ja irgendwie anders... Wie verarsche ich den Jungen? Bin ich dumm?
A Hello,
Bet for
You seek, I'll hide.
you're on. 1 Mississippi.
I didn't want.
2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I.
Sagt er nur.
Hey, you're meant to hide. That still counts as a win.
Hä? What the fuck?
I could.
Foto von mir.
It was a riverboat captain's license. Now it was a river.
Das kann ich nicht sagen.
I didn't need to cut that. The twine would be more useful to me in town. I needed to think. Nope. That didn't. Hello,
Bet for.
You seek.
You're on. 1 Mississippi.
A heavy trunk sat in the corner of the court.
3 Mississippi. 4
I didn't-
Mississippi.
I didn't need to blow on that. I was.
Ready or not, here I come.
Ich bin zu blöd für dieses Rätsel.
Found you.
Goody for you.
You didn't even make it hard.
Aber
Maybe
sowas von
I
zu
should hide
blöd.
next time.
Hä? Also ich kann hier nicht abhauen. Und er sagte, ich soll cheaten. Das war der Hinweis, weil ich zu lange rumgelaufen bin.
Clearly, the artist had managed to imbue the. Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a shudder through me.
Also der Junge cheatet. Ah.
I needed to think. I needed to think of something.
Ich hätte gedacht, ich brauche Sheets oder so, um mich irgendwie dumm zu verkleiden, aber das macht alles keinen Sinn.
The trunk was empty.
Ich jetzt irgendwas damit machen.
That did. I didn't need to. I could.
Das macht ja keinen Sinn alles, aber.
I couldn't do that.
I can do that. Nein. Hä? Oh mein Gott. Muss ich doch einen Tipp nehmen?
The trunk was empty.
Mal. Oh, was ist das denn? Was sind Tippboards? Wenn ich immer wieder hier hinkomme. Ah, ja, das hätte mir ja einer sagen können.
Without a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative, and yet, standing in front of it, a marble fireplace sat between the two curved staircases, guarded on each side by stone lions. That didn't.
Ja, und jetzt. Solutions to Murphy's adventures will be found within these pages. Only proceed when dire need. Once the diary is open, click on the gold circles to reveal a new clue. Thank closet outside held the ring. Wissen wir. Staircase room led up to the veranda, but dark magic had made it seemingly impassable. I needed to find somebody who knew. It's the boy. Opening the trunk in the corridor, I discovered Pock, a cheeky little ghost who boasted that his skill at hide and seek meant he knew every room in the house. I could find him. No matter how many times I tried, he always appeared in a different place. I was going to need to get him to leave a trail. Ah, okay, okay. Ja, indem ich die scheiß Curtains festbinde. Ich kann ja nichts in die Dings tun.
The trunk was empty.
Also so rum ist es. Er muss sich verraten, wo er hinrennt.
I didn't. That wasn't going to.
Nein.
That could work, but I needed to make sure the boy couldn't see me do it.
Nein. Wir müssen dem... Nein.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back from
Ah.
You seek, I'll.
You're on. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi.
Da wäre ich im Leben nicht mehr drauf gekommen, glaube ich.
5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come. Found you.
Goody for you.
You didn't even make it hard.
Oh, vielleicht wäre ich drauf gekommen in einer Stunde, weil ich mich dann einfach nur gefragt hatte, okay, Game, wenn du mir sagst, ich muss ihn suchen, damit ich gewinne, warum kann ich mich denn verstecken? Ah, God damn it.
Hello,
Back from.
Okay, you hide.
You hide.
Great. Eyes closed.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
Peinlich von mir. Also, es lag jetzt nicht auf der Hand, aber...
I wonder who's behind this curtain.
What? How'd you find me?
Maybe you're not the best at this after all.
You cheated. You tied that string to me.
Don't be a sore loser. You never specified in the rules that it wasn't allowed. Now about that route through the staircase room.
Grown-ups are tricky. Here, this'll tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Cheetah, cheetah, pumpkin eater.
Cheetah, cheetah, pumpkin eater.
I almost felt bad. Almost. Because when I looked at the document, I was sure I'd been swindled. What I'd been given wasn't a blueprint of the house, but a wedding schedule scribbled on in colored crayon.
Okay, schedule for the wedding of Abigail Barrymore and... Achso, da wurde der Sailor-Name rausgeschrieben. Ceremony, kommen, bridegroom's grand entrance, dinner begins, speeches, cutting of cake, bride's groom first dance. 7 und... Sind das die Uhrzeiten, durch die ich durch die Tür gehen muss? Oh Gott, das sieht kompliziert aus. Warum hat das Farben? Warum hat das Farben? Ich frage Leute jetzt nach dem Ding.
What do you think of this wedding schedule?
Let's see if it all gets done. Who knows what things will be like in the morning?
Okay. Die werde ich nicht fragen können. Ist er jetzt eigentlich gone?
The trunk was...
Ja.
I didn't...
Kein Sinn, aber wir versuchen's.
I thought I'd... I thought I... What do you think of this wedding schedule?
I think it is an awful lot of work for me to do in one night.
Gut, also müssen wir irgendwie mit dem Zettel was im Staircase Room schaffen. So, mit den Farben passiert irgendwie nichts. Warte mal, ist jetzt alles grün? Ist es hier anders? Nee, ist auch alles grün. Bin ich dann wieder zurück? Oh, man geht immer sofort zurück. Okay. Aber dann wird es ja sein, wann wir durch eine Tür gehen. Jetzt gehen um bis 11. Also wir fangen an bei einer 7 oder einer 3. Warte mal, eine Tür, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Das sind 6, ja, okay. Versuchen wir es einfach mal. Ich glaube, ich hoffe, die Zahlen spielen keine Rolle. Also 7. Nice, funktioniert. 3 und dann 11. Nein! Boah, wie timely-based muss das denn sein? Kann man denn so machen? Mal gucken. Das geht, okay. Okay, ich war doch bei 3. Okay, 11. 9, 4. Bin ich. Ja. Acht. Nice.
I was back where I started. Something was telling me I was still on the right track. I passed through each door just as the times on the schedule had told me. But maybe there was more to being spun around than I realized.
There was more to being spun around than I realized. Farben vertauscht werden? Hä? Also 7 ist schon der Anfang. Aber ich mache mir mal hier nebenbei einen Übersetzer auf, ob ich irgendwas falsch verstehe. Ich dachte gerade erst, Ceremony commences. Ob das nicht zu früh ist. Aber Ceremony ist einfach nur die Trauung und dann geht der Rest los. Dann macht es mich doch Sinn. Ach fuck, ich habe kein Internet. Ja, juhu. Natürlich kann ich keinen scheiß Team benutzen. Ja, muss ich auf dem Handy machen. Ja, ich übrigens mobiles Netz, was aber auch irgendwie bescheiden ist. Oh. Das ist so. Das ist alles so langsam. Das ist so räudig ohne Internet. Das ist der Wahnsinn. Das wird einfacher. So. Ceremony. Moment. Das ist doch aber so Ceremony beendet werden. Super, der lädt. Ja. Nicht immer mobiles Netz hier richtig. Ah. Zeremonie beginnt. Okay, macht man doch was in einer anderen Reihenfolge? Aber so stand es ja vorher auch drauf. Also die ist ja... Nee, die ist ja richtig. Die ist ja richtig.
It was a wedding schedule for this evening, but the printed times had been replaced with new times drawn in colorful crayon. It was a wedding schedule for this evening.
Auf dem Kopf stehen. Die stehen halt auch immer in verschiedenen Richtungen. Müssen wir das dann anders lesen? Also ist hier 7 erstmal richtig. So, jetzt so wie wir die Uhr sehen. Wahrscheinlich. Was war's? 3. Das heißt, 3 ist jetzt die 6. Jetzt müssten wir eine 11 haben. Dann ist die 11 nicht da, sondern hier. Also auf der 8. Sondern jetzt 9. 9 ist jetzt für uns die 3. Ja. Haben verstanden. Haben wir jetzt eigentlich die 4. Die ist normalerweise da. Aber wenn wir jetzt von hier auf dem Kopf gucken. Das ist die 4 hier. Das ist die... Nee. Das ist die 4 da. Genau, es ist immer gegenüber. Ja. Und es ist 10. Ein weiter als 3, also als 9 oder 10. Ja. Das klingt gut. Ich weiß aber nicht, warum das nicht immer so klimpert. Deswegen habe ich Angst, dass ich das nicht richtig treffe. Von hier ist ja eigentlich alles wieder gut, ne? Wir stehen richtig rum. Also ist die 8 die 8. Ja, 8 muss jetzt weiter die 8 sein. Hoffen wir es einfach nur nicht. Scheiße. Schreiben wir mal mit, wie ich glaube, dass es ist. Es ist eine 7. Sieben macht da Ping. Check. Dann stehen wir hier. Das heißt, es ist für uns nicht die 6 unten, also da die 6 unten, sondern hier ist die 6. So muss ich es mal versuchen. Wir brauchen die 3. Für uns. Oh, Vorsicht. Ja. Entschuldigung. So versuchen wir es mal zu sehen. Dass es gar nicht ums Drehen geht. Einfach nur wie gerade die Scheiße ist. Oder? Ja, wie gesagt, dann ist es nicht die 3, sondern die 12 von hier. Nee, gar nicht. 6. Wenn ich von hier drauf gucke, ist das die 6 und das die 3. Ja. Ist nix? ich von hier gucke und ich brauche die 11. Wo ist die 11 da? Ist die 11 jetzt da? Ja. Da. So. 11 ist dann auf der 8 für uns gewesen. Wenn ich von hier oben gucke, brauche ich die 9. Wäre die 9 die 12. Nee, gar nicht für die 9. Nein, Quatsch. Ach, schon wieder genau wie vorhin. Wenn ich von hier gucke, ist die 9 nicht... Was meinen die mit Spun Around? Ich verstehe es nicht. Entweder stehe ich richtig rum, ich stehe auf dem Kopf, oder ich stehe von der falschen Seite. So, jetzt bräuchte ich die 9. Normalerweise ist die 9 für mich links. Das ist die 9 die 3. Scheint richtig zu sein. Oh, Entschuldigung. So, jetzt gucke ich von unten, aber das ist ja falsch. Ich gucke ja nicht von unten. Ich stehe auf dem Kopf. Ich stehe genauso auf dem Kopf wie da. Ich brauche die 4. Das heißt, ich brauche es unten rechts. Ist unten rechts da. Ja, das ist die 10 für mich. Das passt. Als letztes ist ja alles wieder gut. Das ist die 8, ja. Okay, aber dann sind die zweiten beiden noch falsch. Ja, das ist dies. Ich bin noch verpennt. So, ich brauche eine 3. 3 ist für mich ja eigentlich rechts. Das heißt, jetzt ist es eine 6. Weil jetzt stehe ich ja nicht mehr... Jetzt stehe ich nicht auf dem Kopf, jetzt stehe ich aber seitwärts. Und zwar von hier. Dann ist hier 6 und da die 3. Also ist die 3 die 6. 6 ist scheinbar auch falsch. 11. Ich stehe hier. Normalerweise ist die 11 nicht da. Also ist sie nicht von hier gucke, da auf der 8. 8 war aber falsch. Ich versuch's. Ja, 8 weiterhin falsch. Dann hatte ich die 3. Warum hatte ich die 3? Weil es eigentlich die 9 ist und ich sehe es von hier. Ja, ist einfach gegenüberliegend. Weil auf dem Kopf. Brauche ich die 3. Eigentlich ist die 9 da, aber für ihn ist die 9 halt hier. Auf der 3. Das ist eindeutig das Zeichen für richtig. Jetzt brauche ich die 10. So, Jessica. Genau. Jetzt weiß ich ja, dass nur 2 und 3 ist falsch. Warum ist 2 und 3 falsch? So. Ja, das sind die beiden offen, die von der Seite gucken. Warum sind die von der Seite falsch? Warum sind die von der Seite falsch? Und beim zweiten. Ich bräuchte 3 Uhr. Uhr ist so rechts von mir. Hab ich die nur vertauscht? Dann ist es die 12. Ja, es ist die 12. Ich habe falsch rumgeguckt. Ja, macht das Sinn? Nee, das macht keinen Sinn, so wie er guckt. Aber egal, dann ist es jetzt auch andersrum. Dann ist es nicht die 8, sondern es ist die 2. Ja. Ich verstehe ihn nicht ganz. Ich finde, das ist falsch rum. Bin ich immer noch bei. Aber egal, wir nehmen es. 3, 10 und 8.
My head still spinning, I passed through the final door of the staircase room with the realization that I'd followed the final steps of a dead man.
That's true. It's true. Okay, aber not much left to do.
I'd never been in love, yet seeing the drastic measures the sailor had resorted to, I felt his pain all too viscerally. The happiest day of his life became the day his true love rejected him. It must have broken him. This must have been a skeleton. Clothed, glinting in the moonlight, was a wedding ring. This must have been the skeleton. The sailor's skeleton still clasped his wedding ring for Abigail. With some unease, I took the ring, promising the skeleton I'd return it to the woman who loved him. I still had wedding items to put on the bride's dresser.
Wir haben ja jetzt alles, wir können nichts mehr machen. We kind of did it. Ja, not much left to do. Gucken, ob sie aufwacht. Okay, die letzten beiden Rätsel haben mich geschafft. Also für Part 2 war das schon hart.
I placed the ring on the dresser. The 5 wedding items were ready. It was time to start up the phonograph. Abigail, if you can hear me, try to come back to your final happy moment. I began to feel a change in the room. The air not quite so still, the shadows not quite so dark, and the bride not quite so distant. I just hoped I'd made a wise decision.
You cannot be allowed to do this. I will stop you. At any cost, I will stop you. I'm free. You came back.
Please don't try to kill me a third time.
Don't worry, Murphy McAllen. I'm not here to do that.
I think I might have caused all of this, but I can explain everything.
I'm afraid to say I think you might be right, but at least there's a chance we can do something to fix it. If only... Oh no. He's coming.
Who's coming?
Rackham, you need to hide. If we're going to fix this, he can't know where you are. Quickly, out on the balcony.
Ooh.
Abigail, where is he?
Where is who?
Don't play dumb with me, little girl. I know about your little game on the riverboat. I know that you've brought that mortal into the house. Where is he?
You know, I haven't seen him.
I know you're lying to me, Abigail, but it makes no matter. There's nothing any mortal can do to stop my plans. The wedding will take place tonight, and this time, you're going to say I do.
I'll never marry you, Rackham.
I'm afraid you won't have a choice.
I've broken free of your spell before. I can do it again.
I'm not so sure that's true. The love spell will take hold again, and every minute you spend broken out of it drains you more and more from ever breaking out of it again. Soon the spell will take hold of you forever, and then you will marry me. The Belmore treasure will be mine.
No.
You had your chance, Abigail. You chose that nightmare. And after tonight, you'll never be able to leave it again.
Okay. Oh, die haben Halloween-Faces. Hinten auf den Pictures. Da ist ja auch Halloween.
What a creep.
Abigail, is it safe?
Of course not, but we don't have the luxury of waiting. Come with me, Murphy. I have a plan. And there are some things you really need to know.
Hey, wir haben Part 2 geschafft. Das Skeleton Keys. CYX steht auf den Keys. Okay, der Bruder hat einen Key, wir brauchen 3 Keys. Oder fort.
The Grand Hall. Why are we back here?
I suppose you have some questions for me, Murphy McAllen?
Just a few. This trip to Devil's Rock isn't going anything like I planned.
Ah, okay. Gut. Dann beginnt jetzt Part 3. Und wir beenden das für heute. Zumindest für dieses Video. Wie gesagt, ich habe kein Internet und kann jetzt nicht streamen. Ist ja erstmal 9:30 abends, am Freitagabend. Und ich hätte noch Bock weiterzuspielen. Das machen wir beim nächsten Video für YouTube. Das hier geht schon 3 Stunden. Wovon bestimmt über eine halbe Stunde alleine dieses dämliche Versteckspiel war. Was ich nicht gerafft habe. Ja, dann sehen wir uns gleich, wenn ihr Bock habt, im nächsten Part wieder in Part 3. Wenn ihr es heute guckt, wenn das Video rauskommt. Ich werde es morgen hochladen. 24 Stunden von jetzt. Wir sehen uns im nächsten Part. Bis denn. Baba Hüss.